Cape's leader, sports radio play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. Chatham A's baseball, sports radio play-by-play. Let's go A's! Putting bats through the fog, playing under the lights. The stars of tomorrow shine tonight. No one else can beat them. Come on out and see them. Chatham A's baseball, summertime on Cape Cod.
From up above Veterans Field in Chatham, Massachusetts, it's Game 4 of the 2026 Chatham A's campaign as the undefeated Yarmouth-Dennis Red Sox travel to Veterans Field to take on the winless Chatham Anglers. Alongside Jake Klein, I'm Chase Abrams. Jake, it's been a slow start to the season for the home Chatham A's. Yarmouth-Dennis, meanwhile, in fantastic form as they come to Veterans Field tonight.
3-0 versus 0-3, Chase, but Chatham showed major signs of improvement last night in a 7-6 loss to Wareham. Certainly the most lively the A's offense has looked so far in the young 2026 season.
6 runs on 8 hits for Chatham last night, though the A's still sit at the bottom of the Cape Cod League in average on-base percentage and slugging. Coming up, it's the Anglers Extra pregame show ahead of Game 4 Chatham and YD. Jake, as he always does, catches up with Chatham skipper Dennis Cook, and then I catch up with a special guest of my own on Catch of the Day. It's the Manager Show and Catch of the Day coming up next on the Anglers Extra pregame show. You won't want to miss it. Coming up next on the other side on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports radio, play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC.
Chatham Bars Inn is Cape Cod's premier 4-diamond oceanfront resort. With 217 luxurious rooms, guests have access to numerous amenities, including a private beach, complimentary children's programs, 4 award-winning restaurants, a new world-class spa, an outdoor pool, and tennis courts. Year after year, Chatham Bars Inn is recognized as one of the top resorts in the world. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
Welcome back on the Anglers Extra pregame show. Game 4 of the Cape League season is the second home game for the Chatham A's, and they host the first place Yarmouth-Dennis Red Sox. It's time for the Manager Show. I'm Jake Klein with the Chatham skipper, Dennis Cook. Dennis, a 7-6 loss in Wareham yesterday. You said before the game you felt a different energy. How did you see that manifest itself in Wareham yesterday?
I thought we swung the bats a lot better. Still not happy with the way our bullpen is pitching, but I think for the most part our offense felt a little bit better yesterday. We both teams had 9 hits. They just got the ones when they counted with men in scoring position. We got to do a little better job with hitting with guys in scoring position.
Was there anything specifically you felt your offense did better in Game 3 than in Games 1 and 2?
We didn't strike out quite as much, which was a bonus. And I thought we barreled up a lot more balls. So I feel like the guys are maybe starting to get their timing down a little bit better.
Do you think the wood bat is as much of an adjustment as it's made out to be?
100%.
What's different about it?
Smaller sweet spot, probably a little bit heavier bat, but just a sweet spot. You know, the aluminum bat has got a gigantic sweet spot, and the ball jumps off of those things, and the wood bat's got a lot smaller wood spots, so you got to hit it square.
When it comes to the bullpen, what would you like to see change?
More strikes, quicker innings, cleaner innings. Yeah, those things.
What is the challenge of coming out of the bullpen? You obviously did it for so many years.
I just think mindset of I'm going to attack and get outs as fast as I can get them. And when you have inherited runners, that you take pride in saving those inherited runners.
I know your pitching coach, Jay Powell, isn't quite here yet, on his way up from the end of the season at Mississippi State. What have you been working on with your pitching staff?
Just talking to them about work habits and, preparation and things like that. we've only been here, a week and, maybe a week and a day or two. So there's not a whole lot to be teaching other than I'm doing a lot of watching and, just giving little hints here and there, catch play and things like that.
What was your preparation like when you may or may not come out of the bullpen on a given day?
It was in my mindset that I was going to pitch every day. And then once the game was over, I was ready to tell myself I was going to pitch again the next day. So be ready. Just always ready, anticipating, looking at the lineup, studying the lineup. When am I going to be in? Do I have a possibility to be in? 2 or 3 left-handed hitters in a row. Is the game close? Is the game a blowout? Just those things. You follow the game along, watch hitters, see what they're doing, see if you can't read swings, those kind of things.
Chatting with Dennis Cook on the Manager Show. Chatham and Yarmouth-Dennis coming up in just a couple of moments. Dennis, you add to the lineup today Bino Waters transferring from Notre Dame to LSU. What do you expect him to bring to this offense?
He's a good hitter. I mean, he hit 360 at Notre Dame. I think he was an All-American somewhere along the line there. He's a big, strong kid, athletic. So we're hoping that, he'll just add a little bit of length to our lineup. And, he hasn't had any live at-bats in a while since the season ended, so it might be a small adjustment period for him. But, good hitters find ways to hit, and I think he's a good hitter.
What's the story of how Bino made his way to Chatham?
I had conversations with the Notre Dame coaches and told them that I'd like to bring him to Chatham, and we made it happen.
He's in the transfer portal, I guess now done with the transfer portal, that he's moved on to LSU. I know you've said in the past that it doesn't really bother you when players on your roster are in the transfer portal, but when the connection was made with the Notre Dame coach and now his coach is the LSU coach, how does that change things?
It doesn't for me. I hate it for Notre Dame, or I hate it for anybody that loses a kid in the portal, especially good players. Sometimes the coaches want the kids to go to the portal so they can clear the books. But obviously, Bino's not one of those kids, So I hate it for Notre Dame, but I have nothing to do with it. I'm recruiting them where they're at their school, and I don't think the coaches have any hard feelings for me keeping the kid because they know I have nothing to do with it.
Obviously, you've got some players in Omaha, some players who have been eliminated who are on their way soon. You've got some players who are on their way out soon, Team USA and other things. How does the state of the Chatham A's roster compare to maybe what you envisioned when you made it in the winter?
Well, it's always hectic, but we have a lot of moving parts right now. So I don't sleep well at night, and I wake up early in the morning thinking about it because I want to be fair to the kids. I want to do right by the kids. So, and sometimes it's got to make hard decisions, and you have to send kids home that you don't want to send home, but, you have to do what's best for the organization also. So it's a balancing act, and it is the way, it is what it is. Back in the old days, you didn't have this many moving parts. You might have 2 or 3 guys that went home due to injury, and you bring 2 or 3 more guys in and you're good. But, now it's just, 50, 60 kids a summer.
Lastly, Dennis, I want to ask you about Connor Schaus. He's one of the guys who's been here since early preseason, coming from Texas Tech, 3rd in the league right now in OPS, 1.3. What has clicked for him at the plate?
Just a good hitter. Like we talked about, I just said about hitters, hitters hit. And Connor's been a good hitter. He hit 350-something at Texas Tech. So he obviously can swing it, and he's seeing it good right now. So let's just hope he stays on his run.
That's Dennis Cook on the Manager Show. Dennis, off day tomorrow. Maybe get some sleep?
Well, we'll see if it's an off day. We don't know if it's an off day or not yet, depending on the outcome of the game tonight.
There's Dennis Cook. Back to Chase Abrams for the rest of the Anglers Extra pregame show.
And so concludes the 4th Manager Show of 2026. Dennis Cook touched on the transfer portal, looming large in all of college sports this season.
And interesting, Chase, that Dennis Cook very clear at the end there. Tomorrow could be a practice day for the Chatham A's if it's an 0-4 start.
And tough to blame him. Chatham offense still looking to click, and not an easy opponent tonight, an undefeated Yarmouth-Dennis. Coming up on the Anglers Extra pregame show, I catch up with Connor Schaus. It's on the other side on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, located right around the corner from Veterans Field at 790 Main Street in Chatham. Pick up a pie on your way to the game or grab a calzone before first pitch.
The dough for their specialty pizza is rolled right before your eyes. Eat in or take out, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., and sometimes later. Call 508-348-0200. See their full menu online at sweettomatoscapecod.com. Sweet Tomatoes, a Chatham pregame tradition.
Welcome back inside the Anglers Extra pregame show. It's time for Catch of the Day ahead of Game 4 with Chatham hosting Yarmouth-Dennis coming up in just a little bit. I'm joined by Connor Schaus today. Connor, had you on for the post-game interview last night. You told me right before these types of things make you nervous. How do you think you did last night?
I think I didn't stutter, so I think I did a great job talking into the mic.
I'd have to agree. How much experience do you have with one-on-one interviews like this?
Not much. A few when at Texas Tech after the games, but other than that, not really.
How about press conferences?
Yeah, none.
Well, you're doing well so far. You're one of the first guys here. How are you liking Chatham so far?
I love it. I've been to the beach. Me and my host family, we've talked a lot, and I'm thinking about getting a charter, so hopefully that's great tomorrow.
What's been your favorite part so far?
Probably meeting the new guys. I love meeting new guys, and everyone's really friendly, surprisingly.
Who've been your favorite personalities on the team this year?
Tyler, Gavin, generally everyone. Everyone gets along, but those two stuck out to me a lot.
All right, well, it's good to hear that there's some loud personalities, some fun personalities on this Chatham roster. You would clean up for the first 2 games this season, hit second last night, and now you're hitting third tonight. Do you have a preference for a spot in the batting order?
No, I don't. I'm going to get my ABs, and hopefully there's runners on when I'm up, and I can score them.
How does your mindset change as you move up or down in the batting order?
It doesn't. It's the same. If I bat 9 or I bat leadoff, it doesn't really matter. They're going to throw the same pitches at me.
You play a lot of shortstop at Texas Tech. There's 4 other guys on this roster who play shortstop at their respective schools. What's that group like this summer?
They're pretty good. You know, they can do their thing. I'm here to work on my outfield and just get ABs.
You guys been comparing notes at all?
No, we haven't.
What have you been doing to work on your outfield?
During BP, I'll go out there and shag. And that's about it.
And is it going well?
Pretty well to me, yeah.
All right, well, it sounds good. Around Chatham, any restaurants sticking out so far?
I don't know the name of it. There's a place that's down the road, and it's like 50-cent wings. It's pretty good.
What flavor did you go for?
Honey spicy barbecue or something like that. It was pretty good.
Little sweet, little heat, and it works out well.
Yeah,
well, catching up with Connor Schaus ahead of Game 4 of the 2026 CCBL season. Connor, it's been a solid season so far. You're 3rd in the Cape League in OPS, 5th in batting average. How does it feel to have your name that high up with so many other big names in this league?
It feels great hearing that. I don't really look at stats when I'm playing, so it's good to know that.
All right, well, first off day coming up tomorrow. Any big plans?
Beach or charter. Depends on which one I find.
Well, thanks so much for your time. That was Connor Schaus. Now back to Jake Klein for the rest of your Anglers Extra pregame show.
Chase, hard to imagine a hitter in the Cape League through 3 games who's hotter than Connor Schaus. He has dominated so far.
Yeah, batting average over 500, OPS over 1.3. Can't be any complaints from the Chatham pitching staff from that. That's your Anglers Extra pregame show. Coming up, lineups, pitching matchup, and first pitch on the other side.
Anglers Extra. Chatham on TRC. Cape Cod.
Year after year, Cape Cod League Baseball and Chatham Bars Inn have been synonymous with summer on Cape Cod. The Inn has offered clam bakes, beachside barbecues, and oceanfront dining since 1914. The new Beach House restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn is open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Visit Chatham Bars Inn at www.chathambarsinn.com. Chatham Bars Inn and Cape Cod Baseball. Summer fun for the whole family.
Chatham A's baseball is on the air right now.
Swings and hits one to left center field. Back goes McFadden. He will not get there. It's a home run. A grand slam for Todd Frazier.
Chugging into second base with an RBI double is Evan Longoria. He is 4 for 4.
Hit on the ground, left side. Will it get through? Off Crawford and into center field. Federovic scores and Chatham wins it in 11. The game-winning hit from Seager. It's a 5-4 Chatham winner.
And now, with your play-by-play, Chase Abrams and Jake Klein.
Almost ready to get underway at Veterans Field. Chase Abrams alongside Jake Klein for Game 4 of your 2026 season. National anthem upcoming, and after that we'll get the lineups and pitching matchup. But first we send it over to Veterans Field PA announcer Peter Burns.
Please rise for tonight's national anthem. Singing tonight's national anthem are Marilyn and Jean Sink. Marilyn and Jean were teachers in Vermont for 30 years and moved to Chatham in 2010. Marilyn and Jean love to sing and are active members in the community, serving their church, the garden club, newcomers, the notables, and also singing on first night. Marilyn organizes the national anthem singers here and is proud to be part of this Chatham Anglers family. With tonight's national anthem, Marilyn and Jean Sink.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
National anthem has concluded, and Jake Klein, you have our lineups presented as always by Chatham Clothing Bar.
I sure do, Chase. We'll start with the visiting Yarmouth-Dennis Red Sox, 3-0-0. First place in the Cape League's East Division. John Beverly, the right fielder from Georgia State, leads off, followed by Ethan Bell, the Virginia Tech shortstop, and Brody Johnston, the Vanderbilt third baseman. Jake Souders, the DH from Samford, is the cleanup hitter. Mateo Cerna, the Mizzou catcher, hits fifth. Caleb Daniel, the left fielder from Georgia Tech, in his first Cape League game. And the bottom third of the YD order is Tommy Gooden, the Vanderbilt first baseman, Wes Alig, the Kennesaw State second baseman, and Phoenix Call, the center fielder from UCLA. For the Chatham A's, 0-3-0, fifth place in the Cape League's East Division under second-year manager Dennis Cook. Rhett Johnson, the center fielder from NC State, leads it off. Then Jacob Parker, the right fielder from Mississippi State, bats second. Connor Schaus, the DH from Texas Tech, hits third. Bino Waters cleans up, the left fielder from LSU. Nolan Traeger is the catcher from Arkansas. He bats fifth. Kelvin Paulino Jr., the second baseman from Florida State. Harlan Hovatter, Mississippi State-bound first baseman. Gabe Frazier, third baseman from Florida State. And Cooper Neville, the Dallas Baptist shortstop, make up the bottom third of the Chatham order. Chase Abrams has your pitching matchup, brought to you as always by the Red Nun Bar and Grill.
Chatham starts in the field tonight, so the first pitcher on the mound is 6'2", 215-pound righty Angel Cervantes from Linwood, California, and the University of California, Los Angeles. One of the more notable arms in this Chatham pitching staff. We'll get to that as this game continues. When Chatham comes up to hit, Peter Doobie will be the man on the mound for the visiting Yarmouth-Dennis Red Sox, 6'4", 220 from Indianapolis, Indiana, and Brown University. Cervantes getting his warm-up pitches in. We take a listen for our umpires, presented by Chatham Paint and Hardware. Jeff Kinney calls the balls and strikes, with Kevin Saxton down the first base line and Stephen Williams down the third base line. Anglers in their all-white uniforms for the home matchup tonight. Blue letters on the front, outlined in red. Red number in the front and blue number in the back. All royal blue caps with the red fishhook A in the center. Bright red jerseys for the visiting Red Sox. White pants. Blue letters and numbers outlined in white on the front and back. Cervantes is wrapped up. throw down to second is complete, and we are ready to get underway. John Beverly, the right fielder from Georgia State, steps up to lead things off for YD. Righty-righty matchup to open this evening's contest. Cervantes making his Chatham debut tonight, and Beverly the first to oppose him. Cervantes out of the windup, comes home. Swung on, popped foul over the screen, straight back. 7:01, 67 degrees and partly cloudy. Mostly sunny here in Chatham. Your time and temperature is brought to you by the Chatham Athletic Association. Cervantes ahead of Beverly 0-1, steps off the mound, readjusts the cap. Ball back in his mitt, and he's back set. Oh, 1 pitch. Popped up right side. Hovatter gives chase, and it drifts out of play towards the playground behind the YD dugout, visitors dugout on the first base side. Your defensive alignment brought to you by our good friends at Short and Sweet Ice Cream. Bino Waters makes his Chatham debut in left, with Rhett Johnson, the NC State product, in center. Jacob Parker, Mississippi State, in right. 0-2 pitch. Cut on, grounded to the right side. Scooped over there by Paulino. Throws to first for out number 1. 4-3 put out. Beverly is retired. There's 1 out in the top of the first inning.
Strong start for Cervantes. Scott Pickler, the Yarmouth-Dennis manager, told us before the game he's watched Cervantes on TV. He pounds the strike zone. He said the boy can pitch.
Indeed he can. 4.17 ERA this past season at UCLA as a true freshman. Faces the lefty Ethan Ball. First pitch to him. Fastball outside, 1-0.
And for the record, if there's anyone who's paying close attention to college baseball on the West Coast, it's Scott Pickler.
One-0 pitch. Fastball cut on and missed, 1-1. Finishing your defensive alignment, Gabe Frazier, the Florida State third baseman, is joined by Cooper Neville on the left side at shortstop. Neville going from Dallas Baptist to Alabama. Calvin Paulino plays second. He's from Florida State as well, with Harlan Hovatter, the Mississippi State transfer, at first. Fly ball, right side. Parker drifts to his left, settles under it, and makes the catch for the second out. Nolan Traeger doing the catching for Cervantes today, and that rounds out your defensive alignment for Chatham in the field. 2 quick outs for Cervantes in the first inning of his Chatham debut. Now he faces Brody Johnston, the Vanderbilt third baseman, batting from the right side. Cervantes comes set. Opening offering. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Cervantes making his Chatham debut, and Jake, also the Chatham debut of Jerry the Dinosaur.
I'm excited. I think I see Jerry on the mound.
Go over the story in just a little bit. 0-1 pitch in the dirt, 1-1. Jerry the Dinosaur, of course, the small plastic triceratops Cervantes brings with him on every start. He doesn't keep it in his pocket. He puts it on the mound behind the rubber. Very small to see. 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
I'm getting my binoculars out to look for Jerry.
Should be a couple feet behind the mound.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
Not big enough to really impact the flight of the ball if it were to hit Jerry the Dinosaur. 1-2. Upstairs. It's 2-2. Cervantes got it from a high school photography class where it was used as a photo prop. It's named for Jerry of Tom and Jerry fame. 2-2. Check swing, appeal to first, and he went around. Forwards K for Cervantes. 1-2-3 first inning. He sets the side down in order. When we come back for the bottom of the first inning, it's first ABs for the home Chatham Anglers. Rhett Johnson, Jacob Parker, and Connor Schaus, the 3 men due up for the A's. Johnson still looking for his first Chatham hit. Jacob Parker a loud debut yesterday, and Connor Schaus trying to stay hot. It's all coming up on the other side on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's, Chatham on GRC. What I want, you got, and it might be hard to handle. But like a flame that burns a candle, the candle feeds the flame. Yeah, what I got, full stock of thoughts and dreams to scatter. And you pull them all together, and I can't explain. Oh yeah, well, you make my dreams come true.
Hi, this is Rhett Johnson from North Carolina State University. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball with Chase Abrams and Jake Klein on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Peter Doobie takes his spot on the mound for the visiting Red Sox. 6'4", 220 from Brown University. 4.55 ERA this season, his first season in the Brown weekend rotation. 65 and a third innings pitched. He struck out 65 and walked 34. Market improvement each of the last 2 years. Well, he missed 2024 with an injury, but 2023, 6.43 ERA, a 5.35 in 2025, and down to 4.55 this past season in 2026. It's first ups for Chatham, so Rhett Johnson leads things off as he's done in each of the 4 games to open this 2026 campaign. Catcher Cerna jogs to the dugout on the first base side. Seems to be some issue with his equipment, so we'll wait a little bit longer. Readjusting something. We'll take this time to go over the defensive alignment for the Red Sox. It's brought to you, as always, by our good friends at Short and Sweet Ice Cream. It's Daniel, Call, and Beverly across the outfield, with Johnston, Ball, Alig, and Gooden across the infield. It's Call in center, rather. First pitch to Johnson. Lined up the middle, a base hit. First pitch swinging from Johnson. He's in the hit column in the Chatham white and blue. First batter reaches for the Anglers to open this game. And Jake, it only felt like a matter of time before Rhett Johnson notched his first Chatham A's hit. It happens on the first pitch of Game 4.
It did. Even without a hit, he had been on base so many times, it felt like he had one. He was due.
First pitch to Parker on the outside corner at the knees, strike one. Johnson a threat to steal. He did it 14 times in 16 attempts this past season at NC State. Pick to first. Safe. Johnson back with a head-first dive. Double play depth for the middle infielders, Ball and Alig of YD. Johnson, slight lead off of first. 0-1. Up high, runner goes, throw towards second. Save! Johnson swipes second base on the stolen base. Close play at second. Good pop time from Cerna behind the dish. But Johnson, the head first dive. He's in safely and in scoring position for Parker with the count even at 1-1. Nobody gone. 0-0 ball game in the bottom of the first. 1-1 the count on Parker. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Flied out towards left field. Waiting on it is Daniel. He makes the catch. Johnson retreats to second and stays there. Fly out for Parker. No movement from Johnson on the base paths, and it brings Connor Schaus to the plate. Four for 5 last night was Schaus with a loud double off the wall and left at Spillane Field in Wareham.
He's been near automatic.
First pitch, inside. He deked out of the way of it back towards his own dugout. Second baseman A-League playing close to the bag to hold Johnson on there. Doobie out of the stretch now. 1-0. Breaking ball, grounded softly left side. Picked over there by the shortstop Ball. He throws to first for the out. Johnson does move up to third. It's a ground out for Schaus. Rhett Johnson stands on third for the awaited Chatham debut of left fielder Bino Waters. Waters was one of the prize names in the transfer portal this past cycle. Just recently committed to LSU from Notre Dame. First offering, low and in, 1-0. Waters from Rochester Hills, Michigan. Awaits the 1-0. Here it is. Fastball in the dirt, 2-0. 362 batting average this past season with the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. 10 home runs, 51 RBIs for Waters. OPS over 1,000. Just committed to LSU on the 10th. That was last Wednesday. 2-0 pitch. Popped up, left side. Johnston into foul territory, comes back towards fair territory and makes the catch. Waters pops out to end the threat for Chatham. He leaves Johnson standing on third base, and no runs come across the score. It's no runs on one hit for Chatham. When we come back, Angel Cervantes returns to the mound. He faces 4, 5, and 6 on the other side.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Massachusetts resident and don't have a bachelor's, you could be attending 4Cs for free, all while preparing for careers that actually move you forward. Aviation maintenance, nursing, dental, funeral service, we've got it all. capecod.edu/free.
Milton Cat, proud to power the Cape all summer long. Angel Cervantes back on the mound for Chatham. Faces Jake Souders, Mateo Cerna, and Caleb Daniel. 4, 5, and 6 due up for YD. There's a 1-2-3 frame for Cervantes in the top of the first. He'll look for the same success here in the second. First up, right-handed DH from Samford is Jake Souders. Cervantes comes set. Out of the windup as he has so far tonight. First pitch. Off speed just a bit inside. One-0. Fastball ripped straight back to the screen. It's 1-1. Souders coming off a campaign at Samford that saw him hit .349. 7 home runs, 33 RBIs. 1-1 pitch. Lined out towards center field. Johnson tracks back. Still going back, and he makes the catch a couple feet in front of the warning track. Deep line drive out for Souders to open the inning. One gone in the top of the second. He gives away for Mateo Cerna. Cerna, lefty catcher from Missouri. Chatham going into a deeper shift. Kelvin Paulino ranges into short right field. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike one. Paulino in short right. The shortstop, Neville, nearly behind second base, playing the lefty Cerna to pull.
And Hovatter at first is maybe 2 or 3 steps off the line.
0-1. Inside, it's 1-1. It's not as big a shift as Chatham put on for Tage Davis a couple nights ago at Veterans Field. That had Neville on the second base, well, on the first base side of second base. He's just a couple feet to the right of that. 1-1, swing and a miss, strike two. So Neville behind second base, still on the third base side, though really only a couple feet to the third base side of second base. Paulino a couple feet into the outfield in right field. 1-2. Breaking ball in the dirt. Cerna lays off, and the count's even at 2-2. Two-two pitch. Swung on, fouled straight back. Cerna stays alive. Cervantes on the mound throws a fastball between 90 and 94, a slider between 79 and 83, curveball that can go from 77 to 80, and a changeup that ranges from 81 to 84 miles an hour. Making his first start of the 2026 summer. Two-two the count. Here's the pitch. Swing, line drive, foul, down the left field line. The slider for Cervantes, used primarily against right-handed hitters where it'll break away from them. The curveball used primarily against left-handed hitters, like Cerna up now. Another 2-2. Breaking ball just got a piece of it, did Cerna. Fouls it to the backstop, and the count remains 2-2. .21 pitches, 15 for strikes so far this game for Cervantes. The fourth 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball, no swing, no called strike, and the count runs full.
Boy, I think everyone in Veterans Field thought that was strike three.
Kind of a gathered oh right after the pitch came in, and there was no call from home plate umpire Jeff Kinney. The payoff pitch. Inside, ball four. First base runner reaches for Yarmouth-Dennis. That walk is our free pass of the game presented by Cape Cod Community College. Go to Cape Cod Community College for free. Every program, no tuition or fees for those that qualify. Visit capecod.edu/free for more. Cerna now leading off of first. Caleb Daniel, the left-handed hitting left fielder from Georgia Tech, up now for YD. Double play depth for the Chatham middle infielders. First pitch on the inside corner at the letters, strike one. Paulino still playing kind of deep at the second base spot, just maybe a step or so in from right field. Neville playing the lefty Daniel to pull. 0-1, breaking ball, line straight back, foul to the screen. Cervantes being urged on by the Chatham faithful gathered here at Veterans Field. Bleachers behind home plate, pick to first. Safe. Bleachers behind home plate mostly filled with Chatham supporters, really supporters of all kinds. Good showing here tonight. Cerna, medium-sized lead off first. The pitch. Roped, center field. Johnson moves to his left. He comes to a dive, and he makes the catch. Johnson flashing the leather in center, his second straight game in center field for Chatham. Looking like a natural out there. It was a line drive that kind of died in short right center field. Johnson a sort of half dive as he fell to his knees, but there was some extension. He caught it right above the lip of the grass for out number 2. Another lefty, Tommy Gooden, the first baseman, up now. First pitch, cut on and missed. Gooden, the Vanderbilt first baseman. Left-handed hitter. Neville still shaded for him to pull. Almost behind the second base bag. 0-1. Fastball, throw towards first. That was a throw towards first from Traeger. Cerna back safely. Fastball was outside. Count is 1-1 on Gooden. Bigger lead now from Cerna. 1-1 pitch. Lined. Left center field. Back goes Waters. And settles under it and makes the catch. Waters hauls it in to retire Gooden. A base runner reaches for YD. Still no hits, however, for the visiting Red Sox. That's no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left. When we come back, 5, 6, and 7 coming up for Chatham, starting things off with the catcher, Nolan Traeger, on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Guess who just got back today? Them wild-eyed boys that had been away haven't changed, had much to say. But man, I still think them cats are crazy. They were asking if you were around, how you was, where you could be found. Told them you were living downtown, driving all the old men crazy. The boys are back in town, boys are back in town. I said, the boys are back in town. 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 You know that chick that used to dance a lot? Every night she'd be on the floor shaking what she'd got. Man, when I tell you she was cool, she
We're
was
scoreless at Veterans Field as we get ready for the bottom of the second inning. Nolan Traeger leads things off for the Chatham A's. First pitch from Doobie. Fastball, fly ball, right field. Beverly settles under it, moves it just 5 to 10 feet to his right and makes the catch. First pitch, first out for Doobie on the mound. And just like that, Kelvin Paulino, the man up for Chatham. Second baseman from Florida State, currently in the transfer portal. Appearing in his second game with the Chatham A's. Doobie's pitch. Fastball, lined foul. Hit it to the screen, slightly to the first base side. Oh, 1. Breaking ball upstairs. Just one 3-ball count between the two pitchers thus far. It was the walk to Mateo Cerna in the top half of the frame.
And you could argue, based on the 2-2 pitch, that it shouldn't have been a 3-ball count.
Should never have gotten there. 1-1. Ripped foul straight back, 1-2. Paulino stepped out to the left and behind the lefty batter's box to fix his batting gloves. Walks the diagonal route back in. Doobie's 1-2. Outside with the off speed, 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Grounded softly. Left side, charging in is Johnston. He throws to first and cuts down Paulino. 5-3 on the putout, as it was the third baseman Johnston coming in and throwing out Paulino at first. Harlan Hovatter walks over to the plate. Up with 2 gone and no one on base. Hovatter coming off an 0-for-3 performance, though he did reach base twice last night with a couple walks. First pitch from Doobie. Inside with the off speed.
He worked a couple of excellent at-bats last night. Got into 2 or 3 deep counts.
Making his way from McLennan Community College to Mississippi State following this summer. 1-0. Fastball low and in the dirt. Gets by Cerno, 2-0. Bounce to the backstop. There's no one on base, so Cerno doesn't give chase. It's the Chatham bat boy who scoops it up and jogs back to his dugout on the third base side. Sun beginning to set behind the trees in left. 2-0 to Hovatter. Line drive, left center field. Johnston gives chase, or rather Daniel gives chase. He can't get it. It bounces in front. And Hovatter's got a 2-out single for Chatham. Gabe Frazier, another lefty for the A's. Meandering over the left-handed batter's box. Playing third base for Chatham. He's a primary shortstop. Another player from Florida State currently in the portal. He'd stepped in, now he steps out. Weighs the bat in his hands. And he's back in the lefty batter's box. The righty Doobie on the mound, pitching out of the stretch. Hovatter leads off first. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1.
Laid on it at 89 miles an hour.
Frazier hitting .300 this season for Chatham, though in a small sample size, he's 3 for 10. 0-1. Breaking ball, catches the outside corner at the waist. And Doobie's ahead 0-2. 4 strikeouts to this point for Frazier. In 3 games played, he's walked once. 0-2. Low for ball 1. When Frazier's been on base, he's been dangerous this summer. 3 stolen bases in as many attempts. That's tied for the lead in the Cape Cod League.
Chatham's been aggressive on the base paths early this season. That's something preseason Dennis Cook told us he wanted to do differently this year.
Pick to first. Hovatter back in with a head-first dive. No tag applied by Gooden. Wouldn't have done any good. Well, Chatham's needed to be aggressive on the base paths pretty much out of necessity. It's a team that's mostly had to come from behind this season. Hovatter back off of first. Lead a little bit bigger. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball. Called. Strike 3 on the inside corner. Frazier down looking. Hovatter stranded at first. It's no runs on 1 hit for Chatham. No errors and 1 man left on base. Still scoreless after 2 at Veterans Field. 8-9-1 coming up for YD.
Chatham A's on the air.
You get a shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park, but meantime, sound of the river, you stop and you hold everything. A band is blowing Dixie, double fall time.
Try it, then buy it. Rent a new cat for up to 90 days. Then apply 100% of the rental cost to the purchase and save. The Milton Cat Rent to Purchase offer. Try it, then buy it. Go to miltoncat.com/RPO.
Coming in out of the rain, they hear the jazz go down. Competition in other places, but the horns, they blowing that sound. Way on down south, way on down got Guitar George. He knows all the chords.
Wes Alig strides to the plate to lead things off in the top of the third for YD. Right-handed hitting second baseman gives the Red Sox some mid-major representation from Kennesaw State. Batting eighth in this YD order. Righty-righty matchup. Cervantes back on the mound. Jerry with him. First pitch. Off speed. Inside. (1-0). Ground ball towards short. Picked by Neville. Throw across the diamond. Scooped by Hovatter. And out is the call from Kevin Saxton down the first base line. Alig was sprinting out of the box down that first base line. Neville took his time and just barely got him at first with a low throw, but Hovatter saved it, kept his foot on the bag, and there's one gone in the top of the third. Phoenix Call, the UCLA center fielder, steps into the righty batter's box. First pitch from Cervantes. Fastball, called a strike. Matchup of teammates here for what was the #1 team in the nation for pretty much the entirety of the regular season in UCLA. Oh, 1 pitch. Fastball popped up, right side. Parker gives chase, and it drifts out of play towards the swings. A few fans making their way down that right field line in the bleachers to the right of the YD dugout and further down the right field line almost to the foul pole. 0-2 pitch. Ground ball towards third softly. Charging in is Frazier. He throws across the diamond. Hovatter's got it again for out number 2. Ground out to open the top of the third for Cervantes on the mound. The lineup card flips over for the Red Sox. It's John Beverly stepping in for his second time this game.
Chatham infielders have looked comfortable and confident in their second game on Veterans Field.
First pitch from Cervantes. Ugly swing and a miss from Beverly. Well out in front of the off-speed pitch. It's 0-1. Beverly grounded out to Paulino at second base his last time up. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Out in front of the off-speed a second time. No balls, 2 strikes, the count on Beverly. Cervantes swings both arms, puts the glove back at his waist, hand in his mitt, and comes set. Here's the 0-2. Low and in. And it's a 1-2 count now on Beverly.
Why not try that breaking ball again? Fooled the hitter so badly on the first 2 attempts. Worth a third effort.
If it works, keep working it is kind of the strategy there. 1-2. Low and away. The count evens up at 2-2. Beverly playing right field today for the visiting Red Sox. He hails from Georgia State. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Went back to the well with the off-speed pitch in the dirt. Beverly chased, and it's another 1-2-3 inning for Cervantes. He's faced 1 over the minimum through 3 innings of work. We're still scoreless at Veterans Field. 9-1-2 coming up for Chatham on the other side.
A's on the air.
Well, I was born in a small town, and I live in a small town. Every day in a small town, oh, small us live in the same small town. My job is a small town, provides little opportunity. Educated in a small town, taught to fear Jesus in a small town. Used to daydream in that small town. Another boring romantic, that's me. But I've seen it all in a small town.
The lefty Cooper Neville leads things off for Chatham in the bottom of the third. His first at bat this game before we flip things over for the top of the Chatham order. 3 straight lefties coming up for the A's. After Neville, it's Rhett Johnson and Jacob Parker. Neville walking towards the plate now from the third base side dugout. Chatham third base coach Brett Doe already in position, conversing with the umpire over there, Stephen Williams. Doe was the one to exchange lineup cards again today. He'd done it each of the first 3 games.
I was talking to Brett earlier today, and he said he may have to find a new person for that job. He's 0 for 3 so far.
First pitch, cut on and missed by Neville, 0-1. Yeah, he's done it 3 times. Chatham has lost 3 times. But he exchanged the lineup cards with the home plate umpire again today, so we'll see if his luck changes. 0-1 pitch on the inside corner at the letters, and Neville's down 0-2. .077 batting average for Neville so far this summer. He's 1 for 13, though he has a couple RBIs. The pitch, swung on, fouled straight back, and we'll do it again.
And he's been a middle-of-the-order hitter for Chatham through the first 3 games. Today drops into the 9-hole. Part of that, according to Dennis Cook, has to do with the arrival of Bino Waters in the 4-hole today.
Another 0-2 from Doobie. Fly ball, center field. Call races back, settles under it, and makes the catch for the first out. Feels like it's been a lot of fly balls this game, Jake, but most of them routine. Maybe the only exception was the fly ball that Johnson caught in center a couple innings ago that he went to a dive to grab.
Yeah, now more than 2.5 innings into the game and only 3 strikeouts.
Dennis Cook said that he wanted his team to cut down on those. Johnson up now. Third baseman Johnston on the grass. First pitch. Breaking ball, a called strike.
I should say 3 strikeouts between both pitchers. 2 for Cervantes on the mound for Chatham and 1 for Doobie on the mound for YD.
0-1. Another breaking ball, called a strike again. Johnson down 0-2, and he'll go into his wide stance with 2 strikes.
Back-to-back breaking balls from Doobie had Johnson off balance. Couldn't get a swing off either time. Does he go to it again?
0-2. He does. It's far inside this time. Johnson lays off. And it brings the count to 1-2. Third baseman Johnston had been playing on the grass for the bunt. Now that Rhett Johnson has 2 strikes on him, he backs up to playing straight up with the bunt out of the equation. 1-2. Grounded foul. Just swatted it to the third base side. Johnson stays alive. Second baseman Alig playing far back in his spot. Just a step into right field. Another 1-2 in the dirt. We're even at 2-2. Shortstop Ball had been playing on the grass, moved in and now goes back. Also just 1 step into the grass in short left center. Doobie looks for his sign on the mound, toes the rubber, and comes set once more. Out of the windup, 2-2 pitch is low and in, and Johnson's gone from 0-2 to 3-2. He's worked the count full. 1 out, bases empty in the bottom of the third. Still deadlocked at Veterans Field. Doobie's payoff. In the dirt again. Johnston a quick flip of the bat towards his dugout, and he jogs down the first base line for the second time today. His first walk of the contest.
He's an on-base machine, regardless of the batting average.
He was very excited after he got walked. Immediately a big swing of the bat, little windmill motion as he flipped the bat towards his own dugout on the third base side. Now he leads off first, a couple quick shuffles off the first base bag. Jacob Parker, the man up for Chatham. First pitch. Johnson stays put. Pitches outside. Doobie missed with a breaking ball. And Parker's ahead 1-0. 73 miles an hour in the last curveball from Doobie on the mound. Already set. Out of the stretch now. Pick towards first. Johnson back safely. No tag applied by Gooden once more. 1-0, still the count on Parker as he awaits the next offering. Another pick to first. Johnson back once more. This time Gooden applied the tag. It was just late. Not a sizable lead for Johnson off of first, though he's already stolen one base in this game. So YD being very careful with him. Another pick. Johnson safe again. Cerna behind the dish very nearly threw Johnson out at second back in the first inning. He was just late on the throw. Average lead for Johnson at first. Now he goes. The pitch is a breaking ball. Called a strike. Throw to second. Bounces into center field. Johnson breaks for third. Throw from center field to third. Not in time. Rhett Johnson causing mayhem on the base paths. Takes second base and then third on the overthrow. The count is 1-1 on Parker, and now Rhett Johnson 90 feet away.
That's exactly what Dennis Cook wants. Chaos was the word he used. Chase says mayhem. All the same.
I mean, if you look at a dictionary, you'd think that, or a thesaurus, I should say, you think that chaos and mayhem pretty close to each other. Infield comes in for Yarmouth-Dennis. All four infielders on the grass. 1-1 pitch, low and in.
That was a stunning strike call by home plate umpire Jeff Kinney on the stolen base.
You didn't see that. It was a breaking ball from Doobie, which helped Johnson snag second base. It looked to be outside from our vantage point. 2-1, another breaking ball tapped foul.
And Dennis Cook came out of the Chatham dugout to just double check with Jeff Kinney. Wait, you said strike?
I wish people could see your facial expression, Jake, when you realized that pitch was a strike. I mean, both hands went to the head. Eyes wide open, mouth slightly agape. Count is 2-2 on Parker. Here's the pitch. Fastball inside. And Parker's got a full count to deal with. Infield backs up just a hair for YD. Still playing in, but now a step behind the grass. All four infielders a step behind the grass. Johnson not being held on at third. Payoff pitch, breaking ball up and away. Parker draws the walk. And there's runners on the corners for the A's. And Jake wouldn't be shocked to see Parker go here.
Now he's got the speed. 0 for 1 stealing bases in his first Chatham game last night, but I agree, Chase. Runners on the corners, 1 out, chance to take off the inning-ending double play ball.
Third baseman Johnston stays somewhat in. Now he backs off the grass. Double play depth again for ball in A-League in the middle infield. Connor Schaus up now. First pitch to him. Fly ball center field, should be deep enough for Johnson. Call comes in, makes the catch. Johnson breaks for the plate. Throw towards home, and Johnson's in safely. It's a 1-0 Chatham lead with 2 gone in the bottom of the third. A sac fly for Schaus.
Perfect situational hitting from Schaus. Would a 3-run home run have been great? Certainly, but all you got to do is put something in the air midway deep in the outfield and get the run in.
Chatham Anglers still looking for their first home run this summer. Haven't put one out of the yard in the first 3 games. Bino Waters up now. First pitch to him is a breaking ball on the inside corner. It's strike 1. Waters popped out in foul territory to the third baseman Johnston his last time up. Batting in the cleanup spot in his A's debut, with Jacob Parker leading off first, who goes, pitches a ball, throw to second, is missed by Bell at short, and Parker's in sliding. A successful stolen base. Another successful stolen base for Chatham, and another runner in scoring position. We'll see if Waters can bring him in. Parker being held on at second by the shortstop Ball. Doobie looks at him, now comes home. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball low. One and one the count on Waters in his second Chatham at-bat. Parker leads off second. 1-0 Chatham. Here's the pitch. Low and in. Waters goes ahead 2-1. Committed to LSU from Notre Dame just last week. It came down to LSU and Texas. They ultimately chose Louisiana State University. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball low and in again. That's actually ball 4 to Waters. He draws the walk. It puts runners on first and second with 2 gone for Chatham.
We talked about it last night when Oliver Pudvar was on the mound for Chatham. The thing that kills pitchers in the Cape Cod Baseball League, walks. And 3 of them in this inning from Doobie.
Johnson, Parker, and Waters all drawing walks. No hits in this inning for Chatham.
Yeah.
Those are the 3 base runners. And the A's have still scratched across a run.
Look, especially early in the season, it's not easy to get a hit in the Cape Cod Baseball League. You put runners on base for free, it only takes 1.
And then create chaos on the base paths,
right,
as Dennis Cook likes to say. Doobie steps off the mound, walking slowly towards his own dugout on the first base side.
And now Yarmouth-Dennis claiming a pitch comm issue, so the pitcher Doobie has to take his battery-powered bracelet off that buzzes his wrist and notifies him of the pitch call, which is coming from the Yarmouth-Dennis dugout.
Well, a long inning for the A's at-bat gets even longer with the pitch comm delay, I guess we could call it.
Chatham also uses the pitch comm. I mean, at this point, basically everybody in college baseball uses the pitch comm, so the summer teams use it too. But Chatham allows its catchers to call the game. They have a little device on their glove, and they can click different buttons that notify the pitcher. Yarmouth-Dennis has the pitches called from the dugout,
which is pretty common across college baseball. Pitch to Traeger, swung on and missed, strike 1. You talk about Chatham catchers, well, one of them's up right now. Traeger 0 for 1 with a flyout so far this game. He led off last inning with the flyout to right. Down 0-1, runners on first and second for Chatham. 2 gone, 1-0 A's in the bottom of the third. Doobie's pitch, breaking ball, outside, 1-1.
You're right, Chase. Long layover in this inning for Angel Cervantes on the other side.
And he's been dealing so far. 1 base runner allowed through 3. He's faced just 10 hitters. 1-1 pitch. Popped up, foul, and out of play. Offset to, well, really straight back foul into the stands behind home plate. Went straight up and stayed in territory for the stands behind home plate. Sends a fan home with a souvenir.
Or an ice cream cone from Short and Sweet Ice Cream if they trade it in.
Which they should. Could not stress that enough.
It helps everyone.
It does. 1-2. Fly ball, center field. Cole sprints back over his left shoulder, slows down in front of the track, and reels it in. Another fly out for Traeger ends the frame for the A's. 3 walks in the inning. A run comes across to score even without a hit in the inning for the A's. but Chatham now leads 1-0. Angel Cervantes jogs back out to the mound. He brings Jerry with him.
Heading to Nantucket this summer? Skip the traffic and take to the skies with Cape Air. With convenient flights from Norwood to Nantucket, you can start your vacation sooner without the hassle of traffic. That way you spend more time relaxing and less time getting there. Experience the Cape Air difference and book your next flight today at capeair.com. Let Cape Air be your wings in the Northeast.
Hardwood Supply is a candy store for wood, whether you're a professional or an amateur. Reader's Hardwood Supply sees of both domestic and imported lumber from around the world, displayed in over 300 self-serve bins for your selection. So for your next project, make it your masterpiece with stock from Reader's Hardwood Supply. The woods of the world are here at Reader's Hardwood Supply.
Dream it. If you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Hi, this is Dennis Cook, manager of the Chatham Anglers. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball with Chase Abrams and Jake Klein on Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Dennis Cook brings us back. Time for the fourth inning at Veterans Field. Chatham 1, Yarmouth-Dennis 0. With Chase Abrams, I'm Jake Klein. A run on 2 hits for the A's. Neither of those 2 hits came in the bottom half of the third when Chatham scored its first run on the Connor Schaus sac fly. Cervantes back to the mound, first pitch. Fastball called a strike, outside corner to the left-handed hitting Ethan Ball, 0-1. Ball, the shortstop tonight for YD out of Virginia Tech. 0 for 1 with a fly out to right in the first. Cervantes winds, 0-1. Swing and a miss at a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 0-2. 1 walk, the lone blemish on the ledger for Cervantes through the first 3 innings. Retired 9 of the first 10 he faced. Right-hander's 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Angel Cervantes strikes out another. His 3rd K, 2nd in a row, and Ball goes down on 4 pitches for the first out of the 4th. Right on right. First pitch to Brody Johnston. Fastball up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Right-hander set. Here's the pitch. Another fastball on the outside corner. A ball and a strike. Cervantes ready on the mound again. Black glove by the belt. Peers in for the sign. Now brings the glove to the face. The windup and the pitch outside. A ball and 2 strikes on the right-handed hitter.
You mentioned it was a long layoff for Cervantes last half inning. Looked sharp on the first batter he faced, though. Didn't seem to affect him against Ball.
2-1. Popped foul, first base side out of play. Count goes even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Right-hander readies again. Nobody on, 1 out, 1-0 Chatham, top of the 4th. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 straight strikeouts for Angel Cervantes. He's K'd Brody Johnston twice. There are 2 gone.
Seems like, if anything, that long layoff just rested that right arm a little bit. He's come out better. Already matched his strikeout total from the first 3 innings.
Brings up the right-handed hitting designated hitter Jake Souders. He bats with 2 out and nobody on. The windup in the first pitch. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. 82 miles an hour, 0-1. Right on right matchup. Cervantes ready. 0-1 pitch. Another breaking ball. This one called a strike. 0-2. Cervantes has a chance to strike out the side in order and make it 4 straight Ks. 0-2 to Souders. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Angel Cervantes works through the top of the 4th in short order. Strikeout of Ball, strikeout of Johnston, strikeout of Souders. Down go the YD Red Sox in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base to the bottom of the 4th. Chatham 1 and Yarmouth-Dennis 0 from Veterans Field on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Netting Pros Stadionic is the official netting and facility solutions partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. When it comes to netting and building iconic sports facilities, it's Netting Pros Stadionic, making sports facilities iconic. Jake and Chase back at Veterans Field. Time for the bottom of the 4th, and a Chatham Barzin call to the bullpen for Yarmouth-Dennis manager Scott Pickler. After 3 innings from the Browns starter Peter Doobie, he brings in Peyton Rogers, right-hander from UC Irvine. Right on right, first pitch to Paulino. Fastball called a strike at the knees, 0-1. Paulino today 0-1. He grounded to third. 0-1, chopped up the middle. Ball shuffles to his left. He collects between his legs and throws out Paulino. 6-3. Paulino 0-2. He's now 0-6 in a Chatham uniform. Quickly 1 gone for Rogers out of the bullpen. Final line on Peter Doobie, the starter. 3 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. 3 walks and a strikeout, and it was the 3 walks rather than the 2 hits that did him in. Threw nearly 50 pitches in 3 innings.
ERA stays solid, 3.0. 1 run allowed in 3 innings.
First pitch to Hovatter. Fastball called a strike, inside corner 0-1. Right-hander Rogers in his second appearance for YD, the 0-1 in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rogers pitched to a 4.43 ERA, just more than 22 innings this past season. As a sophomore for UC Irvine, the Anteaters.
It's got to be one of the best mascots in college sports.
1-1. Popped up, shallow left field. Shortstop ball goes out. He calls off the third baseman, loses his hat, but makes the play. Just a step or two from the infield dirt. And there are 2 gone after the Hovatter pop-up.
Active start to this inning for ball at short.
So that brings up the left-handed hitting Gabe Frazier, third baseman out of Florida State. He struck out looking on a Doobie breaking ball last time up. Right-hander Rogers delivers. A breaking ball clips the outside corner to the lefty, 0-1.
We're in the midst of a stretch of 5 straight lefties for Chatham. 7, 8, 9, and then 1 and 2, all bat from the left side. 2 righties so far in this game for YD.
0-1. Clock down the left field line, but it drops foul. 15 feet or so wide of the chalk, and it rolls toward the Chatham bullpen. So the count goes to 0-2 on Frazier. Now, Yarmouth-Dennis only has 1 left-handed pitcher. That's South Florida lefty Ethan Sutton. So if Sutton isn't available tonight, there is no lefty option. 0-2, waved at and missed, strike 3. Frazier strikes out for the second time tonight. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Peyton Rogers out of the Yarmouth-Dennis bullpen. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base in a 1-2-3 inning to the 5th at Veterans Field. Chatham 1, YD nothing on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
I'm from my head to the ground.
Full of surprises, but Eastern Propane and Oil is always just a call away. With a local team member available 24/7, we're always ready to support you when you need it. With an Eastern Propane and Oil technician on the way, your family's comfort is our priority. Our local team, over 500 strong, ensures your home is comfortable and warm. Eastern Propane and Oil, a local team with 24/7 service and delivery, ensuring comfort when you need it most.
Propane and Oil is proud to recognize our hometown heroes throughout the Cape. If you're active duty military, a veteran, police, fire, or EMT personnel, you are eligible for a discount. Back at Veterans Field for the top of the 5th, Angel Cervantes has retired 8 straight Yarmouth-Dennis hitters, the last 4 via the strikeout, and the UCLA right-hander comes back out for his 5th inning of work, facing the switch-hitting YD catcher Mateo Cerna, the 5-hole hitter. Nobody on, nobody out, first pitch of the 5th. Breaking ball, up and away to the left-handed hitter. 1-0. That was the 51st pitch of the night from Cervantes. One-0 home. Swing and a miss at a high fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cerna is the only YD Red Sox to have reached base tonight. He walked in the 2nd inning. Right-hander winds up. Here comes the 1-1. Down and in with the breaker. 2 balls and 1 strike. Chase told you earlier about Cervantes' toy dinosaur, Jerry.
We were so excited to talk about this.
That
I mean,
he brings
it's
out
such a
to the
unique story.
mound. 2-1. Fastball up and away, 3-1. Cervantes readies. Here's the pitch. Popped up right over our heads. Press box high above Diamond side at Veterans Field. Behind home plate, just offset up the third base line. Count goes full. It's the second full count worked by Cervantes on the mound, both against Cerna. Walked him the first time. Can he flip the result this time around? The payoff pitch. Fastball inside, ball 4. And almost all of Veterans Field disagrees. The home plate umpire, Jeff Kinney, gestures that the pitch missed inside to the switch hitter batting left.
Cerna's reached base twice on a couple walks. If it was up to this Veterans Field crowd, he would have struck out both times. A couple close calls made by Kinney behind the dish. But 2 walks for Cerna as opposed to 2 strikeouts.
First pitch to the lefty hitting Daniel. Fastball outside, 1-0. So a runner on first with nobody out. That's the game-tying run here in the top of the 5th. 1-0 A's. Cervantes from the stretch delivers. Fastball popped up, foul ground, third base side. Frazier sprints over by the Chatham dugout. He watches it land on the roof of the A's dugout and trickle off to the back. Right on left. Cerna takes his lead off of first, nobody out. The 1-1, waved at and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Chatham pitching came into this game with a 5.76 ERA. That's 9th in the Cape League this summer after 3 games. Cervantes doing his best to right the ship.
1-2, breaking ball outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Oliver Pudvar last night for the A's turned in what Dennis Cook thought was a quality effort, but was charged with 4 earned runs over 4 innings. 2-2 in the dirt, picked by Traeger, and the count goes full on his second straight hitter. Pudvar was really flying through the first couple of innings last night in Wareham, and then allowed 1 run in the 4th before he ran into trouble in the 5th, did not get an out. 3-2, cut on and missed, strike 3. A bounce back strikeout for Angel Cervantes. He's now K'd 5 of the last 6 Yarmouth-Dennis hitters, and he is up to 6 strikeouts on the evening. Another lefty hitter awaits, Tommy Gooden, the first baseman from Vanderbilt. Cerna takes his lead off of first with 1 out. Pick to first, safe.
Yeah, with Pudvar last night, it just felt like he hit a wall once the 5th inning came around. Faced 4 hitters in the 4th, allowed the run, but retired 3 straight to end it.
2 walks in that span as well, though. First pitch, drilled to left. Waters trots back. He turns around in front of the warning track and makes the grab. Perhaps the hardest hit ball by Yarmouth-Dennis tonight, but Bino Waters collects it in front of the fence and in front of the track and straightaway left. Second fly out to left by Gooden tonight, and there are 2 away for the right-handed hitting Wes Alig. Alig was a late addition to this Yarmouth-Dennis lineup tonight. First pitch to him. Breaking ball called a strike, bottom of the zone, 0-1. Right-hander set, 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Alig 0 for 1. He grounded to short last time. Replaced Ty Mainolfi, the Boston College second baseman, in the YD lineup. In danger of another YD strikeout, the pitch. Just knocked foul in the air over the screen on the first base side. 0-2, a defensive swing from A-Lig, who just kind of flung his hands out there, but got enough contact.
Yeah, he shortened up with 2 strikes. Really not trying to do anything with that pitch but foul it off.
Cervantes ties his shoe behind the mound, then climbs back up the backside of the hill. Ready for another 0-2 in the dirt. Traeger blocks it. A ball and 2 strikes. Cervantes fast approaching 70 pitches. He is 3 from that mark with a chance to get out of the 5th. Right on right. 1-2 to A-Lig. Popped up. Foul ground on the third base side. Frazier shuffles across the line. Now he ranges back into fair ground and makes the catch at the edge of the infield dirt to end the inning. 5 hitless innings for Angel Cervantes. He strands a runner on first, and we go to the bottom of the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base.
The Cape's leader, sports radio play-by-play. Go A's! Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, give me all a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Oh, give me all a prayer. Tommy's got his 6th string in high. Now he's opening what he used to make it talk so tough. It's tough. Cheetah dreams of running away, but she cries in the nighttime and whispers, "Baby, it's okay." Someday we gotta hold on to what we got. It doesn't make a difference if we make it or not. We got each other, and that's a lot for love. We're giving it a shot.
We're halfway there on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Chatham 1 and Yarmouth-Dennis nothing as this game rolls along to the bottom of the 5th.
That was impeccable timing, Jake. Impeccable.
9-1-2 due up for Chatham, starting with the left-handed hitting Cooper Neville. It's against the lefty, or rather the right-hander on the mound, Peyton Rogers, who dealt a 1-2-3 inning in his first inning out of the YD bullpen last time up. First pitch to the lefty, Neville. Chopped on the ground, left side, it gets through between the third baseman and shortstop into left field. A seeing eye single for Cooper Neville, and Chatham has a leadoff base runner in this bottom of the 5th. The third baseman, Johnston, was drawn in, perhaps expecting a bunt from Neville, and that widened the hole between third and short. Neville just chopped it through.
The depth of this YD infield, of these YD infielders, has been very interesting to watch. Johnston's back on the grass again.
Brings up Rhett Johnson. First pitch, breaking ball high, 1-0. Nobody loves a shift more than Scott Pickler.
Middle infielders back on the grass as they've been at multiple points this game. And that's on the outfield grass.
1-0, runner goes from first. Pitch is low, the throw to second is in time. Neville cut down. Chatham gets a leadoff base runner, but Cooper Neville is caught stealing. And Mateo Cerna throws a runner out, 1 gone.
Chatham's had success stealing second base this game, but Cerna has made it close every single time. That time just barely beats Neville to the bag.
Yeah, Chatham had been 3 of 3, stealing second to that point. 2-0, fastball called a strike, just above the knee, 2-1. It felt like Cerna's throws had been on target enough where one of them was going to get a Chatham runner.
Absolutely, and he finally did.
It happened that time. 2-1 to Johnson. Here it comes. High on the fastball. 3 balls and 1 strike on Rhett Johnson. He's responsible for 2 of those Chatham stolen bases tonight. Stole second in the first and then was left on third. Stole second in the third and advanced to third. Fastball, called a strike, 3-2. They came around to score the only run of this game to this point on the sacrifice fly by Connor Schaus in the third. Schaus waits in the hole. Johnson at the plate with nobody on, 1 out. The payoff pitch, tapped foul. Just behind home plate, it rolls toward the backstop where Jacob Parker jogs off the on-deck circle to collect it.
The exact type of swing that if he'd made contact, it probably would have been rolling softly down the third base line. Third baseman Johnston is back to his normal position.
Payoff, grounded right side at second. A-Lig collects it in shallow right, and he throws out Johnson. 2 gone. Rhett goes to 1 for 2. And now with 2 out and nobody on, Jacob Parker comes back up for his third plate appearance of the night. In the first, he flied to left, and then he walked in the third. Stole second and was left there. First pitch to the lefty. Chopped up the middle. It tips off the pitcher's glove. A-Lig collects it. Second throw to first in time to end the inning. It goes 1-4-3 to end the inning. And Peyton Rogers faces the minimum in his first 2 innings out of the Chatham, or rather the Yarmouth-Dennis bullpen. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base because Neville was caught stealing. We go to the 6th. Chatham 1 and YD nothing on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air.
I got so down and out in Frisco, tired of the pills and the rain. I picked up, headed for the sunshine. I left a good thing behind. Seemed all of our love was in vain. Now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train. I come here looking for a new life, one I wouldn't have to explain. That voice that keeps me awake at night, when a little piece would make everything right. If I could just turn off my brain, but now my baby's coming in on the Tucson train. We fought hard over nothing. We fought till nothing remained. I've carried that nothing for a long time. Now I carry my operator's life.
The bottom of the 5th begins at Veterans Field. Check that. The top of the 6th begins at Veterans Field. With Chase Abrams, I'm Jake Klein, and we have a Chatham Barzin call to the bullpen on our hands. After 5 hitless innings, Angel Cervantes' day is done, and he's relieved by Notre Dame right-hander Osheen Lee. 6'6", 200-pound junior from Newton, Massachusetts, in the transfer portal from Notre Dame. And he pitched 1 scoreless inning in his lone Chatham appearance, that back on opening day against Bourne when he struck out 2. He faces 9-1-2 in the Yarmouth-Dennis order, starting with the right-handed hitting center fielder Phoenix Call. And like Yarmouth-Dennis earlier, Chatham experiencing an issue with the PitchCom device.
Something going on with the electricity in the stadium tonight or something.
I think those things just aren't very reliable, to be honest. I feel like there's constant pitch comm delays.
It is a better explanation.
First pitch, fastball. Called a strike at the top of the zone, 90 miles an hour out of the right hand of Osheen Lee. 0-1 on call. Right-hander readies, 0-1. Breaking ball, popped in the air, down the right field line and foul ground. Hovatter races over, he crashes into the fence and it lands out of play. Count goes to 0-2 on call. Lee, a two-pitch pitcher, fastball, changeup. Uses them each about 50% of the time against both-handedness. Pitch, grounded left side, Neville into the third base hole, off balance throw to first, save! And Yarmouth-Dennis has its first hit of the game. An infield single off the bat of Phoenix Call. And there is a leadoff base runner for the Red Sox here in the top of the sixth.
And Neville did everything that he could to keep Call off the base paths. Moving to his right, off-balance throw across his body. Hovatter the stretch at first. It was not enough.
So now the game-tying run on first with nobody out and the top of the YD order to the plate. First pitch to John Beverly. Down and away with the change. 1-0. Final line for Cervantes. 5 innings pitched, no hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. 1-0. Batter squares, and he knocks it foul on the ground behind home plate. 1-1.
Just barely tapped it. I mean, Traeger got up from his catching position until home plate umpire said, no, foul ball, foul ball. That was Jeff Kinney behind home plate, making sure the ball was dead.
Right on right matchup. Lee comes set, first base side of the rubber. 1-1 to Beverly. He squares again, pulls back, and takes outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Clear bunt attempt here from YD. Scott Pickler not attempting to hide it. Beverly squaring before Lee even comes home. 2-1. Now he does not square, and he takes a fastball for a strike inside corner. 2-2.
Gabe Frazier was not playing in at all from third base. I mean, the left side of the infield wide open for Beverly if he wanted to lay one down there.
Frazier pointed over at Hovatter at first base, made sure he knew to charge. 2-2, fastball called strike 3 on the outside corner. Lee strikes out Beverly, who's set down for the 3rd time tonight, 2nd time on strikes, and Chatham has its first out in the top of the 6th. As the left-handed hitting Ethan Ball comes to the plate, let's get a check of Major League Baseball scores presented by Mahi Gold Outfitters Chase.
Yankees leading the White Sox 9-1 in the bottom of the 4th inning.
First pitch to Ball outside, runner goes, and the ball pops out of the glove of Traeger, so a stolen base for Phoenix Call, who moves up to 2nd with 1 away.
So Yankees ahead of the White Sox 9-1 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Jake Klein is happy. Phillies beating the Marlins 8-0 in the bottom of the 6th. Chase Abrams is happy. Red Sox trailing the Blue Jays 3-0 in the bottom of the 5th at Fenway Park.
1-0. Fastball line through the left side into left field, a base hit. Waters comes up with it. Call stops at 3rd. 2 hits in a span of 3 batters for Yarmouth-Dennis. Ball aboard first, and YD has runners on the corners with 1 away.
Royals trailing the Nationals 3-1 in the bottom of the 6th. Reds leading the Mets 4-1 in the bottom of the 4th.
Right on right. Brody Johnston steps in. Lee delivers. In the dirt. It gets away from Traeger. Runner coming home. The pitch sails up the first base line. Call comes in to score. Yarmouth-Dennis ties the game. 1 apiece in the top of the 6th. And Ball moves up to 2nd with 1 out. He's the go-ahead run. Meanwhile, the 1-0 pitch from Lee to Johnston. Here it is in the dirt, 2-0. It's ruled a wild pitch on Lee. That scores call and moves ball to second. Two-0 home. In the dirt. 3 straight pitches in the dirt from Lee. 3-0. Dennis Cook has said over the past 2 days that he does not feel like his relief pitchers have thrown enough strikes out of the Chatham bullpen. Lee's allowed a pair of hits. A wild pitch has played it a run. Now a 3-0. Line foul to the backstop. 3-1. Gorgeous sky over Veterans Field. Cotton candy, orangey pink clouds streaking across the sky from left past the right field corner.
Just a perfect Cape Cod summer night.
3-1 in the dirt. Ball 4. Osheen Lee with a walk of Brody Johnston. And Yarmouth-Dennis has 2 on with 1 out. And Dennis Cook calls timeout to go talk to Osheen Lee.
No action in the Chatham bullpen.
Right-handed hitting Jake Souders is due up next. He is the DH from Samford, and tonight he's 0 for 2, both times hitting against the starter Angel Cervantes. Short mound visit from Cook, who walks back across the foul line on the third base side.
Lee, the first Chatham reliever to make a second appearance this summer. He struck out 2 in his only inning of work last time. Didn't allow a base runner.
First and second, 1 out. 1-1 game in the top of the 6th. Right-hander Lee comes set. First pitch to Souders. Fastball called a strike, knee high 0-1. 92 miles an hour. Oh-1. Line foul over the first base side dugout. Out of play, 0-2. 2 straight strikes from Lee. After hit, strikeout, hit, wild pitch, walk. He's got Souders in an 0-2 hole. Runners take their leads off of first and second with 1 out. The 0-2 pitch. Runner goes, pitches a breaking ball in the dirt. It gets away from Traeger. Runner taps third and comes home to score. Ball gives Yarmouth-Dennis the lead, advancing from second to home on the wild pitch. Johnston goes from first to third. One-two on Souders. Here it is. Fastball looped foul in the air down the right field line. It bounces in play, but just inside of the fence down the right field line, and it was only hit about maybe a third of the way up the light towers, not even as high as the protective netting.
Yeah,
so no time for Hovatter to get there.
He was playing in. I don't think he would have been able to get there even if he was playing in his traditional position at first base, but the fact that he was playing in pretty much ensured that he wasn't getting to that ball.
All 4 Chatham infielders in. 1-2. Breaking ball just off the plate away. And again, the Chatham crowd groans. Again, Dennis Cook asked where that pitch missed. And the home plate umpire, Jeff Kinney, says outside. Right on right. 2-2 pitch. In the dirt, 3-2. Lee continues to pepper the dirt behind home plate at Veterans Field. He's worked the count full on the right-handed hitter Souders. Here's the payoff. Lined off the glove of Paulino at second into center field, a base hit. Johnston trots in. Souders delivers a full count, 1 out, RBI single to center, and Yarmouth-Dennis doubles the lead. YD up by 2. They've got a 3 spot here in the top of the 6th. Yarmouth-Dennis, which entered this 6th inning without a hit, has now matched Chatham's hit total for the evening. 3 hits apiece. First pitch to the lefty. Runner goes. Throw down is in time. Souders caught stealing. And a big second out thanks to Nolan Traeger behind the plate.
And Lee can take kind of a deep breath after that one, go back to pitching out of the windup if he chooses to do so. Traeger slowing the momentum just a bit.
1-0 to Cerna. Fastball called a strike, outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike on him. Now the 1-1. Down and in. 2 balls and a strike. A game that Chatham had been dominating has flipped on its head here in the top of the 6th. 2-1. Up and away, 3-1. Lee has thrown 26 pitches in his first inning out of the A's bullpen tonight. Three-1, swing and a miss. Strike 2, and another count goes full. Cerna against the starter Cervantes walked twice. He was the only YD batter to reach base against the Chatham starter. 3-2. Popped up, shallow left center field. Waters converges with Johnson. It's the left fielder Waters who makes the play to end the inning. But suddenly Yarmouth-Dennis has a 2-run lead. They get 3 runs in the top of the 6th on 3 hits, no errors, although a couple of wild pitches helped the cause, and nobody left on base. To the bottom of the 6th at Veterans Field, it's YD 3 and Chatham 1. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to it right here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham A's on the air.
Back at Veterans Field, Yarmouth-Dennis has now jumped out to a 3-1 lead over Chatham after Chatham led 1-0 through 5. With Chase Abrams, I'm Jake Klein, high above Diamondside on a gorgeous night at Veterans Field. And Chatham sends 3, 4, and 5 to the plate against the YD reliever Peyton Rogers, who has faced the minimum in 2 innings out of the Red Sox bullpen. 3 hits apiece for Chatham and Yarmouth-Dennis. 1 error for the Red Sox, but they lead it 3-1 on the scoreboard. Right on right, first pitch to Schaus. Little cue ball down the first baseline. Gooden collects it. Underhand shovel flip to the pitcher covering. And Rogers makes the catch and taps the base for the first out to retire Schaus. 3-1. So that brings up Bino Waters, the left-handed hitting outfielder in his first Chatham game. Flied out down the left field line and walked so far. First pitch, fastball called a strike, outer third. It's 0-1 on him. Outside, a ball and a strike. Waters, a Michigan native who woke up this morning in his own bed at 4:30 in the morning, drove to the airport in Detroit, flew to Boston, and drove to Chatham. 1-1. Fastball up and in. 2 balls and a strike.
And he's playing a baseball game at 7 p.m.
I met him for the first time today. I said, "How are you?" He said, "Tired."
Got jet lagged.
2-1. Fastball called a strike. Inner third. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Hasn't looked too tired. Just drawn a walk today. Made the routine outs and left.
2-2. Upstairs. Waters comes out of his semi-crouch in the lefty box, extends the legs, doesn't offer at it. Count goes full on the left-handed hitter. Nolan Traeger waits on deck. Payoff pitch. Fastball inside, ball 4. Second walk of the night drawn by Waters. It brings the game-tying run to the plate with 1 out. And Yarmouth-Dennis ahead 3-1 in the bottom of the 6th. Traeger steps in from the left side against the right-handed reliever Rogers. First pitch, down and away, 1-0. Traeger playing tonight against his former Cape League team. Played 11 games for YD last summer. Hit .250. One to him. Fastball called a strike. Inner third. And Traeger was set to return to Yarmouth-Dennis. Scott Pickler and company signed him to a contract. And then before the season released him, and Chatham picked him up. 1-1, down and away. 2 balls, 1 strike.
It's a little revenge game opportunity here for Traeger.
And Chatham picked up Traeger's, or I should say Yarmouth-Dennis picked up Traeger's former TCU teammate, Brady Dallimore, to be one of its catchers. 2-1. Fastball grounded up the middle. Ball makes the play behind the bag at short. Tap second, throw to first. Not in time. It pulls the first baseman off the bag. But Waters is forced out at second for the second out. Traeger reaches. Goes down as a fielder's choice, 6 unassisted. So runner on first, 2 out. Now the game-tying run at the plate in the form of Kelvin Paulino Jr. Right on right matchup. First pitch, breaking ball inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Paulino 0 for 6 to start his tenure in Chatham. He's grounded to the third and to short tonight. Traeger off of first with 2 out. 3-1 Yarmouth-Dennis, top 6. The 1-0, lofted foul directly behind home plate. A ball and a strike. Wind blowing across from left field to right, according to the American flag in front of the Chatham Fire Station, up the right field hill beyond Depot Road. 1-1. Broken bat, Nubber back to the mound. Rogers picks it up between his legs and flips underhand to first to end the inning. Chatham gets a base runner but does nothing with it. Paulino grounds out 1-3, and the 6th inning ends. No Chatham runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We go to the 7th at Veterans Field. It's the Yarmouth-Dennis Red Sox 3 and the Chatham A's 1. 6, 7, 8 due up for YD on the other side.
A's on the air.
traffic jam. Staring at the faces in a rearview mirror, looking at the promise of the promised land. One kid dreams of fame and fortune. One kid helps pay the rent. One could end up going to prison. One just might be president. Only in America, dreaming in red, white, and blue. Only in America, where we dream as big as we want to. We all get a chance. Everybody gets to dance. Only in America. Sun going down on an LA freeway. Newlyweds in the back of a limo.
Back at Veterans Field in Chatham. Yarmouth-Dennis with a 3-1 lead over the host Chatham Anglers. With Chase Abrams, I'm Jake Klein. So happy to have you with us on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. O'Sheen Lee back out to the mound. His first pitch to the lefty hitting Caleb Daniel. Fastball called a strike outside corner, and it is 0-1 on Daniel. Right-hander home. Changeup called a strike. Low outside corner 0-2. Lee came in for Cervantes, who threw 5 no-hit innings to start the game. Chatham led 1-0. Lee allowed 3 runs last half inning, and YD back on top. 0-2, tagged on a line to third, grabbed by Frazier. He catches it on a line for the first out, and Daniel retired for the 3rd time tonight. 1 gone in the top of the 7th. Left-handed hitting first baseman Tommy Gooden steps in. First pitch, upstairs, 1-0. Lee winds, here's the pitch, upstairs again, 2-0. Cervantes walked 2 in his 5 innings. Lee issued a walk last half inning as well, in addition to 3 hits, the only 3 hits of the night for YD. 2-0, looped foul over the screen behind home plate. 2 balls, no strikes. Right on left, 2-1 home. Popped foul over our heads. High above the third base line at Veterans Field. It's 2-2. Let's take a look at the scores across the Cape, presented by the Massachusetts Office of Travel and Tourism. Chase?
We have a final in Brewster. Whitecaps took down the visiting Gatemen 5-3.
2-2 home. In the dirt, count goes full.
Harwich leads Katuitt 11-5 in the bottom of the 6th. Hyannis trailing Bourne by 10 runs, 13-3. Braves out in front in the top of the 7th.
Payoff. Line foul. Off the backstop. Stays a 3-2 count on the left-handed hitting Gooden. So that's run rule territory at McKeon Park. If Hyannis does not score in the bottom of the 7th, that game ends.
And then Falmouth hosting Orleans, beating the Firebirds 7-1 in the top of the 9th.
3-2, lined over second and into right field, a base hit. A full count, 1 out single off of the bat of Tommy Gooden. He's got his first hit of the ball game and the 4th for YD. There's a runner on first with 1 away.
The first baseman, number 3, Wesley Ailey.
Right on right matchup with Wes Alig. First pitch to him. Down and away. 1-0. 1-0 pitch. Down and away. 2-0. Yarmouth-Dennis now out-hitting Chatham for the first time today after the one-out single from Gooden. 4 hits for the Red Sox, 3 for the A's. 2-0 home. Downstairs. 3 balls and no strikes. Lee set. Here's the pitch. Fastball called a strike. Top of the zone, 3-1. He'll try to battle back against Alig. Dennis Cook stands out of his chair just outside the Chatham dugout on the third base side, ahead of a 3-1 from Lee to Alig. Here it is. Fastball catches the outside corner. Alig was ready to shovel his bat toward the YD dugout. Instead, he pulls it back as the count goes full. Yarmouth-Dennis 3, Chatham 1. Top of the 7th in Game 4. 3-2. Runner goes from first, pitches outside. It goes to the backstop anyway. And that's a walk for Alig. Gooden moves up to second. Second walk issued by O'Sheen Lee. And their runners on first and second with 1 out. And now Dennis Cook calls timeout and walks to the pitcher's mound. And that's it for O'Sheen Lee. He faces 9 hitters and retires only 3 of them. Allowed 4 hits, walked another 2, and the day done for O'Sheen Lee. New pitcher coming in when we come back. It's Yarmouth-Dennis 3 and Chatham 1 in the top of the 7th. Chatham bars in, call to the bullpen. On the other side, we'll get you all the information you need on the new A's pitcher. Don't go anywhere. 3-1 Red Sox on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself alone when each day's through. Yes, I'll admit that I'm a fool for you. Because you're mine, I walk the line. As sure as night is dark and day is light, I keep you on my mind both day and night. And happiness I've known proves that it's right. Because you're mine, I walk the line. You've got a way to keep me on your side. You give me cause for love that I can't hide. For you I know I'd even try to turn the tide. Because you're mine, I walk the line.
Three to 1. Yarmouth-Dennis over Chatham, and the A's make a Chatham bars in call to the bullpen. They bring in the left-hander Talon Bell. 5'10", 185-pound Florida native out of Clemson. Comes in with runners on first and second and 1 out, and the right-handed hitting Phoenix Call at the plate. Second appearance of the season for Bell. First pitch, lined foul to the backstop. 0-1. Lee departs after pitching an inning and a third in relief in relief of Cervantes. And after Cervantes left in line for the win, Lee leaves in line for the loss. Time called by the home plate umpire. Now Bell comes set again. 0-1 home. Sails it to the backstop, and the runners move up 90 feet apiece on the wild pitch. It's the third wild pitch in the last 2 innings for Chatham. And there are runners on second and third with 1 away. Gooden moves up to third, A-Lig to second.
Dennis Cook talked about it. I mean, he just needs his relievers to throw strikes, and it's something the Chatham bullpen has just not been able to do at all consistently to start this summer.
Bell set. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Ball and 2 strikes on call, the 9-hole hitter. He singled last half inning and came around to score the game-tying run that made it 1-1. 1-2 pitch outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Scott Pickler, the Yarmouth-Dennis manager, walks over to the on-deck circle, says a few words to John Beverly, his leadoff man on deck. First, Bell has to deal with the 2-2 to call. Here it comes. Breaking ball in the dirt, 3-2. Chatham infield in. 2 in scoring position with 1 away. 3-1 Yarmouth-Dennis, top of the second. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball down and in, ball 4. Third walk issued by Chatham pitching in the last 2 innings. Bell gives up the free pass to the first batter he faces, and the bases are loaded with 1 out for John Beverly. Left-hander Bell set against the righty hitting Beverly, who tonight is 0 for 3. First pitch he squares and bunts it foul behind home plate. 0-1. Fascinating choice to bunt with the bases loaded and 1 out.
He's 0 for 3 tonight, but not a guy you'd expect to bunt. He's hitting 500 this year.
And now Scott Pickler comes out of the YD dugout again to meet with Beverly. Offensive timeout used by Pickler.
And yes, it's a small sample size, but he's got 6 hits and 12 at-bats. As far as 3 games goes, it's not a minuscule sample size.
Now the meeting finally ends. The umpire, Jeff Kinney, behind the plate, had to go break it up on the first base side. And the 0-1 comes home. Fastball dribbled foul. Through the third base coaching box, it's 0-2. And Bell has a chance at a big second out of the inning here. Chatham has its corner infielders in and its middle infielders back, looking for an inning-ending double play ball off of Beverly's bat. 0-2 from Bell. Line foul off the screen, directly behind home plate. Stays 0-2 on Beverly.
1 double play turn by the Chatham defense this summer. It was with the bases loaded last night, but there were nobody out when it occurred, so a run came home to score.
1-run loss for Chatham at Wareham last night. 0-2. Breaking ball called, strike 3. Talon Bell K's John Beverly. Third strikeout for the YD leadoff man, and there are 2 gone. Feels critical for Chatham to keep this lead where it is at 2. The A's have mustered only 3 hits through their first 6 innings at the plate. Lefty hitting Ethan Ball will try to widen the gap for YD. Bases loaded, 2 out the pitch. Fastball called a strike, 0-1. Gooden leads off of third, A-Lig second, Call first with 2 out. 3-1, Whitey over Chatham in the top of the 7th. Bell comes set, lefties 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. 6 straight pitches for strikes from Talon Bell. And he's a pitch away from escaping the jam without further damage. Left-hander ready. 0-2 pitch. It hit him. Gooden comes in to score. A-Lig moves up to second, rather third. Call goes to second, and Ball takes first with an RBI hit by pitch. It's 4-1 Yarmouth-Dennis after Bell plunks Ball with an 0-2 pitch. And that's all for Talon Bell. Dennis Cook makes a Chatham Barzin call to the bullpen. And a third reliever of this top of the 7th inning is set to come in for Chatham. The A's now trail by 3 in the top of the 7th, and they'll go to a right-hander when we return. Rather, the lefty Colin Fisher going to come into the ball game, with Chatham down 4-1 in the top of the 7th. Bases loaded and 2 out as Dennis Cook makes it. Chatham Barzin call to the bullpen. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Thumb stuck out as I go. I'm just traveling up the road. Maps don't do much for me, friend. I follow the weather and the wind. I'm hitchhiking all day long. Got what I can carry in my song. I'm a rolling stone just rolling on. Catch me now, 'cause tomorrow I'll be gone. Family man gives me a ride. Got a pregnant Sally at his side. Yes, indeed, so children are a gift. Thank you kindly for the lift. I'm hitchhiking all day long. Trucker gears his engine down. Says climb on up, son, I'm highway bound.
Chatham Barzin call to the bullpen. Brings on NC State right-hander Collins Black. He bats, or rather he comes to the mound with the bases loaded and 2 out. Chatham behind 4-1 to Yarmouth-Dennis in the top of the 7th. A run already in the frame. Right on right. First pitch. Cut on and missed by Brody Johnston. 0-1. High fastball at 90 miles per hour. Johnston couldn't stop the hands. 0-1. The count on the right-handed hitter. Black comes set. His second appearance for the A's this summer. 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. He threw 2/3 of an inning at Bourne on opening day in his lone appearance so far. Did not allow a hit or a run. Bases loaded, 2 out. Yarmouth-Dennis trying to tack on to a 4-1 lead in the top of the 7th. The 0-2 outside, 1-2. Johnston, the 7th Yarmouth-Dennis hitter to come to the plate in this half inning. This game started with 5 no-hit innings from Chatham starter Angel Cervantes. 1-2 home. Fastball called, strike three, the inning ends. So all things considered, Chatham limits the damage, but heads into the 7th inning stretch trailing 4-1. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and the bases left loaded. Calls of somebody do something from the Chatham dugout as we enter the 7th inning stretch. We'll tend it over to Peter Burns at Veterans Field.
Look at the dog. Hi. Hi. This is very hard. What is your name? Here, why don't you come this way so they can all see you? What is your name?
Vera.
Everybody loves you. And your name?
Burke.
Burke. Okay. Anybody? Hey. Hi. Welcome back. What's your name?
Charlotte.
Okay. Charlotte, North Carolina. Got it. All right. You ready? What's your name?
Tenley. Caroline. I know.
You're not part of this. Okay. Ready? On 3, we're going to do Take Me Out to the Ball Game. All right. Here we go. On 3. A 1. A 2. A 3. Go.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, so it's root for the Anglers. If they don't win, it's a shame. 'Cause it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
That's it. Let's hear it for our 7th inning stretch rally.
Baseball Network and the A's. Sports radio play-by-play. Chatham A's on the air. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd.
Back at Veterans Field for the bottom of the 7th. It's Yarmouth-Dennis 4 and Chatham 1. Right-handed reliever Peyton Rogers back to the mound for YD, and his first pitch to Harlan Hovatter, lofted into the left center field gap. The center fielder Cole sprints back and makes the catch just shy of the warning track in left center. Hovatter gave it a ride to one of the deepest parts of Veterans Field. It comes up just shy as the ball dies out there and the wind whipping across from left to right. 1 gone, and Chatham has now just 8 outs to work with. Right-hander Rogers delivers. Breaking ball called to strike, outer third, 0-1. Boy, it feels like ages ago that this game was Peter Doobie for Yarmouth-Dennis against Angel Cervantes for Chatham. And their outings were trending opposite directions. 0-1 popped out of play. 0-2 on Gabe Frazier.
Yes,
Cervantes was dealing, and it felt like Chatham was starting to string some rallies together against Doobie.
Yeah, maybe a quick pull for Doobie. 3 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, but
0-2 outside.
Rogers has been fantastic in relief.
Yeah, he's made the move from Scott Pickler look real smart. After Pickler pulled Doobie after shy of 50 pitches in 3 innings, 1 run. 1-2, cut on and miss, strike 3. Frazier strikes out for the 3rd time in a row. There are 2 gone.
The shortstop, University of Alabama, number 50, Cooper Neville.
I mean, Chatham hasn't had a hit since the 5th when Cooper Neville led off the inning with a single.
He was caught stealing, and since that point, only 1 Chatham runner reached base. The walk from Bino Waters in the 6th. First pitch to Neville. Grounded right side, backhand stop made at first by Gooden. He flips to the pitcher covering, and Rogers taps the bag to end a 1-2-3 inning. Put out goes 3-1. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Chatham struggling to get the bats going in its 2nd home game of this 2026 season. Just 3 hits, none since the 5th inning off of Chatham bats. And they'll have to make a rally in the last couple of innings if they want to avoid a 4th straight loss. But first, Collins Black returns to the mound in the top of the 8th against 4, 5, and 6 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Go A's! Chatham on GRC!
In the sun somewhere, there's some buddies in a Chevy turning up Tom Petty on the way to the Cape. They'll be there all day. In the sun somewhere, there's a home run ball flying over that wall off a Little League bat. Peanuts and Cracker Jacks. It's a road trip on a wild tear, and I'll call you when we get there. Here's to making that coffee can cash. Here's to making those good times last. 2 for 1, fireworks and cold beer in my right hand. Pretty girls in a top-down Jeep, wind blowing through their bleached blonde hair, having fun forever young out there in the sun somewhere. Between May and September, it's windows on a road and a grape snow cone and a feet on the dash. A shotgun seat laid back, and you'll always remember that Malibu buzz and a Sonic cup and a shirt on the limb. Oh, and you're jumping in. Here's to making that coffee can cash. Here's to making those good times.
As Chris Rudiger serenades us into the 8th inning, Collins Black back to the rubber for Chatham, who trails YD 4-1. Souders leads off for the visiting Yarmouth-Dennis Red Sox. Souders fouls off the first pitch. He's down 0-1 for Jake Klein. In the Veterans Field press box, I'm Chase Abrams, taking over play-by-play for the 8th and 9th inning of this contest. Game 4 of 2026, 0-1 pitch. Half swing, called a strike anyways. Souders down 0-2. 4-1 your score. Red Sox leading the Anglers in the top of the 8th inning. Souders the leadoff man for YD, awaiting the 0-2 from Black. Here it is. Off speed outside. Count is now 1-2. Black was the 3rd reliever of the inning back in the 7th for Chatham. 1-2. Popped up, right side. Hovanner gives chase, and it drifts into the trees on the first base side. Second summer ball league for Collins Black. Spent the 2025 summer in the Coastal Plain League with the Holly Springs Salamanders, Jake.
That's the original league of the Savannah Bananas. They were in the Coastal Plain League before they became just another clown show, of course.
I'm sad they didn't bring the Salamanders with them. It's a great team name.
There's also the Macon Bacon.
Well, thank you. Yes,
in that
of course.
league.
Who could forget? 1-2. Just low. Missed with 81 miles an hour on the off speed that time, did Black. Stone cold take from Souders, who's 1 for 3 today. 2-2. Line straight back foul. Souders, the designated hitter from Samford, only hit this game a single back in the 6th. He was then thrown out at second, trying to steal. Another 2-2. Here it is. Fly ball left field. Waters to his left and makes the catch. Sounders put it in the left center field gap, but it hung up long enough for Waters to make his way over there and reel it in. There's one gone in the top of the 8th inning. And Mateo Cerna, the next man up for YD. "11 pitches now for Black, 8 of them for strikes. First pitch to Cerna. Fastball popped up left side. Frazier moving along the line back into fair territory, and he makes the catch. A quick 2 outs for Black to open the top of the 8th inning. He sets Sounders and Cerna down on 6 combined pitches. And Caleb Daniel up now. He led off the last inning with a line out before 3 straight Red Sox reached base. First pitch to him. Fastball inside. 89 miles an hour on the last heater from Black. "1-0. Swing and a miss, strike one. Daniel still looking for his first hit this game, hasn't reached base at all. Fly out, strikeout, line out in his 3 plate appearances so far. Count even at 1-1. Here's the pitch. Outside. Chatham defense is straight up. Black, as many relievers do, pitching out of the stretch even with no one on base. Righty-lefty matchup against the left fielder from Georgia Tech. 2-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Final lines on Lee and Bell. For O'Sheen Lee, it was an inning and a third. 4 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Two. Swing and a foul tip. Traeger can't handle it. And Daniel stays alive. Bell went just a third of an inning. 1 walk, 1 strikeout to his credit. None of the runs on his line. All 4 of the runs scored by YD this game credited to O'Sheen Lee. Another 2-2. Off speed outside. The count runs full. It was a rare miss outside so far for Black. 18 pitches, 12 of them have gone for strikes. His full count pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 up, 3 down for Collins Black in the top of the 8th inning. YD still leads 4-1. When we come back for the bottom of the 8th inning, it's 1-2-3 coming up for Chatham, down to its last 6 outs. Rhett Johnson, Jacob Parker, and Connor Schaus to start to claw back.
Chatham on TRZ, Cape Cod.
Coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Gotta be down because I want it all. It started out with a kiss, how did it end up like this? It was only a kiss, Now I'm falling asleep and she's calling a cab while he's having a smoke and she's taking a drag. Now they're going to bed and my stomach is sick and it's all in my head, but she's
Peyton Rogers back to the mound for YD, and why not? The rising junior from University of California, Irvine has been dealing so far in relief of Peter Doobie. He goes up against 1, 2, and 3 in the Chatham order, with Rhett Johnson leading things off. First pitch to him is low, ball 1. Johnson in the midst of a 1-for-2 effort. Single, a walk, and a ground out in his 3 plate appearances to this point. 1-0. Fastball clips the outside corner. It's 1-1. Rogers 4 innings to his credit so far. He's allowed just 1 hit. 2 strikeouts. He's been mostly pitching to contact. 1-1. Upstairs, 2-1. But he's done so effectively. The A's are putting the ball in play, but haven't really done too much. 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Inside. Count runs to 3-1 on Johnson. Johnson picked up his first Anglers hit on the first pitch of the game back in the first. Here's the 3-1. High again. Johnson draws his second walk of the contest. He came in to score on the first one, thanks to the Connor Schaus sac fly in the third. Leadoff base runner on for Chatham, Jacob Parker, stepping to the plate, looking for his first hit of the night. He's 0 for 2. He did walk in the second after Johnson walked as well. Johnson 2 stolen bases to his credit so far. First pitch to Parker. Johnson thought about it. Grounder to the left side and through. Johnson around second, heading for third. No throw there. He got there too quickly. First to third on a single to left for Rhett Johnson. Quickly runners on the corners for Chatham. Johnson made a move towards second, retreated. Ball of the shortstop, moved towards second base to cover, and it opened up the hole at shortstop for Parker to just poke it the other way. It's his first hit of the night. Puts runners on first and third for the Anglers, and Connor Schaus steps up. No hits tonight for Schaus, though he does have the only RBI for the Anglers. 0 for 2. First pitch. A called strike. Off-speed pitch that broke back over the heart of the plate.
What a relief outing this has been for Peyton Rogers.
Really only running into trouble now.
Yeah, and picking up Yarmouth-Dennis huge after the starter. Doobie only went 3 innings.
0-1. Tapped softly foul to the left side. Schaus down 0-2. Nobody out in the frame. Johnson on third, Parker on first, Schaus in the right-handed batter's box. Chatham trails YD 4-1 in the bottom of the 8th inning. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Schaus down swinging, the 3-hitter for Chatham, unable to capitalize on the runners on the corner situation. The next man to give it a try, Bino Waters. Another guy still looking for his first Chatham hit. He's walked twice. And we've got movement towards the mound for YD. There's a lefty warming in the pen. Now he starts to walk out. It's a Chatham bars in call to the bullpen as Peyton Rogers' night is done. He'd allowed 1 hit up until this inning. Then he walked Rhett Johnson, gave up the single to Parker, and struck out Schaus. He ends his outing on a high note. YD still up 4-1 and out in the bottom of the 8th inning when we come back. And a lefty jogging towards the mound for YD. We've got more information on him on the other side.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Who can it be knocking at my door? Going
be trapped, and here I'll have to stay. I've done no harm, I keep to myself. There's nothing wrong with my state of mental health. I like it here with my childhood friend. Here they come, those feelings again. Who can it be now? 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 Is it the man come to take me away?
Your call of the bullpen brought to you by Chatham Bars Inn, a lefty in the game for Yarmouth-Dennis. It's Brock Kettleson, two-way player for Stanford. The line on Peyton Rogers, he went 4 1/3, 2 hits allowed, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. However, he's responsible for Johnson at third and Parker at first. Getting to know Kettleson, he's a two-way player for Stanford. 7.39 ERA this past season. 6 starts and 16 appearances. He went 31 2/3 innings. Struck out 32, walked 26, so control a little bit of a problem for Kettleson on the mound. Lefty-lefty matchup to face Bino Waters. First batter he faces out of the bullpen. First pitch, spikes it in the dirt. 1-0 the count on Waters. A refresher on the situation. There's 1 out in the bottom of the 8th inning. The A's have runners on the corners and trail 4-1. Waters representing the tying run for Chatham. 1-0. Catches the outside corner, called strike. Waters still in search of his first Anglers hit, and what a time this would be for it. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Grounded softly up the middle. Pitcher can't handle it. Shortstop steps on second, throws to first, a double play. 6-3 on the dual putout. Kettleson comes in and needs just 3 pitches to get out of the first and third jam. 6-3 by way of the pitcher's best friend for YD in the field. Ends the threat like that. It's still 4-1, Yarmouth-Dennis out in front of Chatham. Chatham running out of opportunities. 7-8-9. 7-8-9 coming up for YD.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Off a satellite, crushing the last lone Americanized. This is radio nowhere. Is there anybody alive out there? This is radio nowhere. Is there anybody alive out there? I was sitting around a dead dial, just another lost number in a file, dancing down a dark road, just searching for a world with some soul. This is radio nowhere. Is there anybody alive out there? This is radio nowhere. Is there anybody alive out there? Is there anybody alive out there? I just wanna hear some rhythm. 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 I want 1,000 guitars. I want pounding drums. I want 1,000,000 different voices speaking in tongues. This is radio nowhere. Is there anybody alive out there? This is radio nowhere. Is there anybody?
This broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any unauthorized duplication, retransmission, or other use is strictly prohibited. New pitcher in the game for Chatham, it's Justice DeYoung, one of the newest additions for Chatham, one of the recent arrivals. He contends with the bottom third of the Yarmouth-Dennis order, starting off with the left-handed hitting first baseman Tommy Gooden. DeYoung, 6'3", 220-pound freshman, well, coming off his freshman year, right-handed pitcher. First pitch is a breaking ball in the dirt, ball 1. Big extended leg kick for DeYoung, pitching out of the windup with the bases empty. Just wrapped up his freshman season at Auburn and hails from Manhattan. 1-0. Inside, runs inside. Did not hit the batter Gooden. It's 2-0. DeYoung throws a fastball, a slider, and a changeup, though he leans on the heater that sits between 90 and 93. Is 2-0. Too high. Count is 3-0. Here's the pitch. Fastball, called a strike on the outside. The count goes to 3-1. Pinch hitter walks to the on-deck circle for YD. KJ Scobie, right-handed shortstop. 3-1 pitch. Popped foul straight back and out of play. Count full on Gooden. Base is empty. Nobody out. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. DeYoung K's the first batter he faces. There's one gone in the top of the 9th. Now KJ Scobie up for the first time. He's pinch hitting for Wes Alig. Scobie from the University of South Carolina steps into the right-handed batter's box to face the righty DeYoung. Opening offering. Off speed, call the strike on the outside. Oh, 1 pitch. Lined foul to the right side, 0-2. So Ty Manolfi from Boston College was initially supposed to play second base today. He was scratched before game time, and Alig took over there. Now Alig's getting pinch hit for by Scobie. So really it's the third YD second baseman in the last 4 hours or so.
I would anticipate some defensive changes.
0-2. In the dirt, ball 1.
One way or another in the bottom of the 9th from Scott Pickler.
Scobie listed as a shortstop, pinch hitting for the second baseman. We'll see if he stays in the game. Top of the order due up next after Phoenix call. 1-2. Called, strike 3. Got him with the changeup on the inside part of the plate. DeYoung has faced 2, and he's K'd them both. 2 gone in the top of the 9th. 9-hitter Phoenix call. The next man up for Yarmouth-Dennis. 1 for 2 so far. He singled and scored the first YD run of the game in the 6th inning. First pitch to him is low. DeYoung missed with a fastball. It's 1-0. One-0 pitch. Off speed, tapped foul. Half swing taken by Call. He made contact. 1 ball and 1 strike on Call. Chatham scored a run back in the 3rd and has not done so again since. 1-1. Off speed, tapped foul, 1-2. Call steps out of the batter's box, takes a few steps towards the Chatham dugout on the third base side. and gets reset. Adjusts the helmet, twirls the bat, and he's ready to go again. 1-2. Low and away. Didn't miss by much. Dennis Cook urging DeYoung on from the dugout. Good pitch, he says. Two-two pitch. Just low and away, and the count runs full. Three-two count. The payoff. Swing and a miss, strike three. DeYoung strikes out the side in order in his first inning of work in the Chatham white and blue. That's the Skin in the Game highlight of the game, brought to you by locally owned Contemporary Dermatology, a leading provider of comprehensive dermatology services, including medical dermatology, skin cancer diagnosis and treatment, and aesthetic services with offices in Hyannis, Marston's Mills, and Plymouth. Justice DeYoung has skin in the game. We head to the bottom of the ninth inning, Chatham down to its last 3 outs and trailing by 3 runs. Nolan Traeger, Kelvin Paulino, and Harlan Hovatter, the first to try and make a dent in the deficit when we come back on the other side.
Chatham on TRC, Cape Cod.
Satellite, crushing the last lone Americanized. This is radio nowhere. Is there anybody alive out there? This is radio nowhere. Is there anybody alive out there? I was sitting around a dead dial, just another lost number in a file, dancing down a dark hole, just searching for a world with some soul. This is radio nowhere. Is there anybody alive out there? This is radio nowhere. Is there anybody alive out there? Is there anybody alive out there? I just want
Last chance for Chatham in the bottom of the ninth inning. YD has a defensive change that we'll get to in 1 second. First pitch to Traeger is a fastball on the outside corner at the knees, strike one. Ty Manalfi, who was originally slated to start this game at second base, has come in as a defensive replacement for Scobie, who pinch hit for A-League in the top half of the frame. 0-1, swing and a miss, strike two. So it was Manalfi supposed to start at second. Then A-League replaced him. Scobie pinch hit for him, and Manalfi back at second base now. 0-2, low and away. Brooke Kettleson back on the mound, trying to finish off a 4-out save. He has Traeger, Paulino, and Hovatter to deal with. Lefty-lefty matchup on Traeger right now. 1-2. Fastball popped up left side and drifting towards the houses behind the third base line. It stays 1-2. One, two, the count on Traeger. He awaits the next offering. Here it is. Fastball outside. Kettleson misses by a hair to the glove side for the lefty. And the count comes even at 2-2. Kettleson out of the windup. Here's the pitch. Line drive, right field. In comes Beverly, and he makes the catch. Beverly records the first out of the bottom of the ninth inning. Chatham down to its final 2 outs. Kelvin Paulino walks to the plate, having yet to reach base so far this game. Jacob Parker singled last inning. It was the 4th hit of the game for Chatham. It was the first hit of the game since a Cooper Neville single in the 5th. Paulino waits a second. Now he steps in. Being urged on by the Chatham faithful. First pitch, fastball, a called strike. Stands behind home plate have mostly cleared out. The hill in right field still has some spectators. In right center and in deep straightaway center. 0-1. Off speed way high. 1-1. Kind of similar to yesterday's game where there was one supporter sitting in the top left of the bleachers in left field.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
1-1. Breaking ball outside, 2-1. Well, tonight there's a few families sitting pretty high up the hill in center field. You get the straightaway view, but you figure come down the hill a little bit so you can see better. 2-1, broken bat, grounder towards second. Paulino, not a long run down the first base line, but Manalfi flips underhand for the second out.
Now that ball was so weakly hit that I thought Paulino may have had a chance to beat it out, especially because the second baseman was pulled so far up the middle, but he just kind of spiked his broken bat and jogged down the first base line.
So 2 outs now. Harlan Hovatter in danger of becoming the final Chatham out of the game for the second time in 4 games this season. Lefty-lefty matchup against Kettleson. First pitch, outside, 1-0. Corbin Reynolds, the man waiting on deck. He pinch hits for Gabe Frazier if it gets to him. 1-0. Called strike on the outside corner at the knees. Count even at 1-1. Veterans Field faithful did not love that last call. 1-1 the count on Hovatter. Kettleson comes set. Here's the pitch. Fastball lined up the middle, a base hit. Hovatter keeps the inning alive by at least one more batter. Nolan Traeger stepping up. The pinch hitter for the third baseman, Frazier, so that Chatham can get a right-handed bat to oppose the lefty Kettleson. Reynolds fixes his batting gloves, swings the bat expectantly, and gets ready. First pitch from Kettleson. Fastball down the middle. Strike 1. Reynolds 2 starts this summer behind the dish. Nolan Traeger got the start tonight. Reynolds behind 0-1. Runner not being held on at first. That's Hovatter. 0-1 pitch. Up and away. 1-1 the count now.
Orleans did fall 7-4 on the road at Falmouth, so even if the A's lose and fall to 0-4, they remain only a game back of 4th in the East. Still obviously quite early.
1-1. Fastball inside that time. Reynolds ahead 2-1. Cooper Neville, the left-handed hitting shortstop, waits on deck. He represents the tying run. 2-1 the count on Reynolds. Hovatter a big lead off first. The pitch. Fastball popped up, straight back, foul and out of play. So now Chatham down to its final strike. In danger of going winless through the first 4 games for the first time since at least 2001. The first time in the existence of the Chatham A's website, as we discovered in the intermission. 2-2 count. Kettleson ready. The pitch. Up and away. Reynolds works the count full and keeps the A's hopes alive for at least one more pitch. Frazier had been 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts before he got pinch hit for by Reynolds. Full count, Hovatter will be off and running. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3. Reynolds down looking. Chatham falls to 0-4. YD improves to 4-0. The visiting Red Sox keep the Anglers out of the win column for the 4th game and remain undefeated. Kettleson gave up the hit to Hovatter and then struck out Corbin Reynolds to end it. 4-1 your final. With the post-game show, the Anglers Extra post-game show coming right up. When we come back, Jake Klein chats with a special guest. We go over your Chatham Bars In, or rather, your Touchstone closing post-game highlights. That's all coming up on the other side. Plenty to unpack for this Anglers Extra post-game show. YD, the only 4-0 team left in the Cape League. Chatham, the only 0-4 team in the Cape League. It's 4 runs on 4 hits with 1 error for the Red Sox, 1 run on 5 hits for the Chatham Anglers. Jake Klein chats with a special guest on the other side, and we've got your post-game highlights right after on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Sports Radio, play-by-play. Go A's, Chatham on TRC.
When the lights go down in the city and the sun shines on the bay, ooh, I wanna be there, yeah, in my city. Oh, 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 oh. So you think you're lonely? Well, my friend, I'm lonely too. I wanna get back to my city by the bay. It's sad, there's been months
4-1 your final from Veterans Field. Chatham falls to 0-4. Yarmouth-Dennis improves to 4-0. 4-1 your final score from Veterans Field. Alongside Jake Klein, I'm Chase Abrams on your Anglers Extra post-game show. Coming up, Jake Klein talks to a special guest. We've got your post-game highlights presented as always by Touchstone Closing. It was 4 runs on 4 hits for the Yarmouth-Dennis Red Sox. They did have 1 error. Chatham manages just 1 run on 5 hits in this one. Dennis Cook mentioned this could be a situation where Chatham does not get the day off tomorrow as scheduled. Could be practice instead. He mentioned that in the manager show in pregame today. We'll see if that's what he's talking about with the team right now. Before we get to the postgame interview, we can go over a couple highlights presented as always by Touchstone Closing. Once again, 4-1 your final. Yarmouth-Dennis defeats Chatham on the road and stays undefeated. The lone undefeated team left on Cape Cod takes down the lone winless team. It was scoreless in this one until the 3rd inning. Red-hot Connor Schaus came to the plate for Chatham. He was 4 for 5 yesterday, one of the Cape leaders in batting average and OPS. Came up with a runner on third in the bottom of the 3rd. First pitch to him. Fly ball center field, should be deep enough for Johnson. Call comes in, makes the catch. Johnson breaks for the plate, throw towards home, and Johnson's in safely. It's a 1-0 Chatham lead with 2 gone in the bottom of the 3rd. That was a sac fly for Connor Schaus to start the scoring off for the Anglers. Quickly, though, Yarmouth-Dennis tied the game at 1-1 on a pass ball that scored Call. Then Ball scored from second on a wild pitch to put YD up 2-1. Before we go over the rest of your Anglers Extra pregame show and the rest of your postgame highlights, we send it down to Jake Klein standing field side with a special guest. Jake? We wait just 1 second. Finish getting set up. It was Call scoring from third on the pass ball in the top of the 6th inning. That's Phoenix Call, the center fielder from UCLA. And then the shortstop Ball scoring from second on a wild pitch to make it 2-1 Yarmouth-Dennis in the top of the 6th. Jake Klein standing field side with a special guest.
Chase, diamond side with Angel Cervantes after he goes 5 no-hit innings in the start tonight for Chatham. Angel, what was working best for you tonight?
I feel everything. Everything was working. My 4-seam, 2-seam, both changeups that I throw, curveball, slider. Everything had really good command for everything. Felt confident with all my pitches.
For those who don't know, what are the difference between your 2 changeups?
Yeah, so I have a 2-seam changeup, which I like to use it off my fastballs, whichever I throw, and then I have a kick change that I got off my pitching coach back at home.
I want to ask you about Jerry.
Yeah.
You knew it was coming. Jerry, the 2-inch Triceratops, was he with you on the mound tonight?
Yes, he was. Like I said, he made it out here in Chatham. He was going to stay out here. He made his debut, so it was awesome having him out here.
Now, to a lot of people out there, you know, it might sound like a funny joke, but what does he bring to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's just something funny to me. Always brings out a smile when I look down, take a deep breath, kind of take things slow. So, I mean, he's just there. I guess you could calm me down. That's what I like to think of it.
When you came out after the 5th inning, what was your conversation like with Dennis Cook?
Yeah, I mean, I told him what pitch count I had. Obviously, I would have loved to go out there for the team. That would have been awesome. But, you know, I told him I felt really good. He said I looked really good. He had full confidence in me to even go back out there again. So it's nice to have Coach Cook as a coach.
How's it been with the former major leaguer and a former World Series champion as your coach this summer?
It's awesome. You know, coming out here, I knew who Coach Cook from my Coach Savage at UCLA, talked all about him, and then other coaches. I just knew it was a good environment out here, and I was ready to learn and get better throughout the whole summer.
Angel, thanks for the time.
Yeah, thank you.
Back to Chase Abrams for the rest of the Anglers Extra postgame show.
That was Jake Klein diamond side with Anglers right-hander Angel Cervantes. 5 no-hit innings from Cervantes tonight, his final line. He was pulled after that 5th inning, and that's when things started to fall apart for Chatham with Call and Ball scoring in the top of the 6th inning. Then it brought Jake Souders to the plate with a chance to make it 3-1.
Here's the payoff. Lined off the glove of Paulino at second into center field at base. Here's the payoff. Lined off the glove of Paulino at second into center field, a base hit. Johnston trots in. Souders delivers a full count, 1 out, RBI single to center, and Yarmouth-Dennis doubles the lead.
YD was not done just yet. It was Souders' RBI single that made it 3-1, and then Talon Bell, who'd been struggling, hit Ball, who had already come in around to score in the 6th inning with the bases loaded.
It hit him. Gooden comes in to score. Alig moves up to second, rather third. Call goes to second, and Ball takes first with an RBI hit by pitch. It's 4-1 Yarmouth-Dennis.
And 4-1 it would stay. Yarmouth-Dennis shut out Chatham after the 3rd inning. The lone Chatham run coming across the score in the 3rd. 4-1 your final. The winning pitcher of note, Peyton Rogers, who came on in relief of Peter Doobie, the starter from Brown, losing pitcher O'Sheen Lee. All 4 Yarmouth-Dennis runs charged to his line tonight. And it's Kettleson, Brooke Kettleson, the 4-out save. 4-1 your final. Yarmouth-Dennis 4-0. Chatham 0-4.
And Chase, before the game, Dennis Cook said, we'll see if tomorrow's an off day for the Chatham A's, depending on the result of the game. So perhaps Chatham might be back here at Veterans Field, even with no game tomorrow.
Yeah, our minds, we're working on the same wavelength there. I brought it up as well. Chatham A's manager Dennis Cook mentioned if this team didn't perform the way he wanted it to, they could be back here for an extra practice on the supposed day off tomorrow. It is a day off tomorrow for the Chatham Anglers, but when they come back next on the 18th on Thursday, they're at Cotuit at 5 p.m. We have your call at 4:40. You're listening to Chatham A's Baseball alongside Jake Klein. I'm Chase Abrams for our producer Ben Corbett. Everyone else in the studio saying so long and thanks for listening.
Chatham Anglers Baseball 2026 has been brought to you by the Chatham Bars Inn, Chatham Clothing Bar, Touchstone Closing, Mahi Gold, Chatham Paint and Hardware, Sweet Tomatoes Pizza, Cape Cod 5, the Red Nun Bar and Grill, Short and Sweet Ice Cream, and by the Chatham A's.
Chatham A's Baseball, sports radio, play-by-play, summertime on Cape Cod.
This has been an exclusive presentation of Chatham A's Baseball on TRZ Team Line.
Chatham on TRZ.